Scratch that itch and slap that bitch. Welcome to the Kevin Holly Show. Steve.
Some weird, wild stuff. That is funny. I did not know that.
Dropping drawers and stabbing doors on the Kevin Holly Show.
And I gotta say, he has balls. This man has balls. He's laying them out there for us to see.
That's what they do. It's like a first date kit.
Ever shared a lustful evening with a Muslim woman?
We're dropping drawers and stabbing whores. It's the Kevin Holly Show.
Is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
Got a pirate radio station. Nobody knows who he is.
You out there? You listening?
Hello, motherfucker.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kevin Holly Show.
Test 1, test 2.
Testes?
Does this mic work?
I think so.
Okay, it works.
Hello, everybody's here. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Kevin Holly, and you are currently listening to the podcast and live internet radio show that your mother tells you all about all the time.
Tells me to avoid.
Oh, man, I'm really excited tonight. We have a great show lined up for y'all. We've got our technical producer and makeshift co-host, Philbert. What's up, dude? Yay!
Boo!
Philbert Fanatics in the house! Oh, Philly Fanatics. Philbert Fanatics. Welcome, Holly Hobbits. Welcome, Lionel Nation listeners. If you're listening to us on the IRN right now, IRNbroadcast.com, thank you for tuning in and sticking around with the IRN. Our show is a little different than Lionel Nation, but I hope you enjoy it. And our special guest tonight, comedian Matt Williams. What's up, Matt?
Oh, it's so weird to hear comedian Matt Williams. I tried so long to get that prefix for my name.
Well, I think you earned it.
Shorten it to comic.
Comic?
Yeah, sure. No, I don't.
How tall are you?
6 foot.
Are you really?
Yeah.
So I must be taller than I think then, because I was like almost eye level with him.
Well, okay. In reality, I'm probably 5'11", but ever since high school baseball, and he was like, "You're 6 foot." I was like, "I'm 6 foot."
What's on your driver's
Yeah,
license?
6 foot, because they just asked me.
And you're
to,
6
so-
foot.
Yeah, like I'm 6 foot.
Damn, man, I was just looking at my driver's license tonight, and I have to renew it in July,
Yeah.
and it says 5'6", and I was so mad
That's
when
what
they
mine
said that.
says, and you're like 5'8".
I'm almost 5'8". I'm 5'7", 3
Someone's lied to
Yeah,
me
you
my
guys
whole
are
life.
You guys are crushing it down there.
You ever meet a real hobbit?
Yeah. It seems like every podcast guy's like. Oh.
Sorry.
I hope that's probably the last one I'm going to get.
First time you heard it?
Yeah, exactly. I've never had a laugh line.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That is awesome.
It's a night of firsts.
It is, man. There's
Maybe last.
Yeah, we'll get into firsts throughout the night.
Oh, okay.
So there's gonna be a lot of firsts
Yeah.
for everybody involved.
Speaking of firsts, why didn't you stick with Stone Temple Pilots in your intro song? It went Stone Temple Pilots, then Ram Jam.
Wait, you actually listened to the intro?
for the
Nobody
first two
listens to
for the
it.
first 2 minutes, and then
Then he fell asleep.
Yeah.
Woke back up.
I was like, God, it's still going.
Just wait till the break.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So if you're listening to the show tonight via Spreaker.com,
Breaker.
we have a chat room available. Welcome the Glick in the chat room. He says, hello, cunts. I will try to stay on the chat. Filbert's on the chat as well.
Oh wait, this isn't the Chris Glick show.
No.
Shit.
They'll probably try to book you after this, though, unless you suck.
Exactly.
Right. Exactly.
No, actually, if you suck, they'll probably be calling you. Oh, man. What's up? Darren Smith in the house. I should probably throw out the phone number tonight, 727-237-6010. If you want to call on the show at any point, you may. Also, hit us up on Twitter at Kevin Holly Show 4. That's the number 4. And D. Smith in the house in the chat room, our sponsor, MarijuanaGolf.com. Matt's looking at me like, whoa, I'm not a big pothead, man. I really am not.
Yeah.
But they have a fantastic array of golf apparel for the pothead.
Oh.
Yeah, balls
Whoa, okay.
with pot leaves on them, like hit the green is their motto. It was very cool.
Yeah, that's good.
He's got a whole bunch of clever shit like that.
Yeah.
Pardon my French.
No, that's awesome.
If you go on marijuanagolf.com and type in the Kevin Holly Show, in
Might
the promo
want to
box-
golf?
What's that?
Did you say might want to golf?
No, marijuana golf.
golf.
Oh, marijuana. Okay.
I know, I talk fast.
I was like, what does might want to golf do?
I might want to
Okay,
golf
yeah.
if I smoke some weed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Anyway, if you type in the Kevin Holly Show in the promo box, you will get $10 off of your purchase of a beautiful polo shirt, which is very high quality. I think it's like 90% cotton, 10% polyester, or something like that.
1500 thread
Right.
count.
Something like
woven
that.
hemp.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, definitely check that out. We got Filbert's in the chat room too, so we'll have a lot of fun tonight. We'll be chatting with Matt Williams and Filbert. Also, a surprise. And then in the 9:30ish mark tonight, we'll be getting a surprise phone call. It's not a surprise anymore, but I didn't promote it.
Right.
We have a real live police officer who's going to be calling in the show tonight.
Right.
Yeah, from the west coast of Florida. I don't want to say what jurisdiction or what district or what county or what anything.
Right.
I'm not going to use his real name or anything
But
like that.
but
obvious
just make
reasons.
sure you use his badge number.
Yeah, his badge number would be cool. Yeah.
Fuzz.
He'll be getting anybody out of a
Hot
ticket.
fuzz. Yeah.
Yeah, the swipe backs are not going to happen tonight, but
Yeah.
we'll get you
Any
out of
questions
tickets.
regarding getting out of a ticket, just
Yeah,
call
exactly.
the Kevin Holly Show.
Yeah, they're like,
9:30.
your ticket's $90. I'm like, Kevin Holly, $75.
I love it. That's great, actually.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Should get a sponsorship from a police department, man.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, nobody's got that, you know.
No, it's like,
Put us
it's
on
only
that.
bail bonds and like Taco Bell.
Taco Bell?
Taco bonds? I don't know. Whatever.
That's a great
was
idea.
was it Chico's bail bonds and what was it? Bad News Bears.
Oh man, that's going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do I know the reference and you don't?
I don't know. That's a great show, too. A great movie. It's a great show, too. Yeah, it's a great podcast.
Yeah,
The one with Walter Matthau?
Yeah, yeah. It was on Broadway for a while, right?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm kidding. No,
Yeah, I don't
it
think so.
definitely wasn't. It's a movie.
And there's the first unfunny joke from Matt Williams.
No, just because you didn't get it doesn't mean it's a bad joke.
I
Well, it
just-
kind of does, but whatever.
Yeah, well, that's...
Let them play. Let them play. Let them play.
What? Sorry. I'm sorry, too. Damn it, dirty, sorry. Sorry.
Why do you got to bring up Maduri?
I love Dan Maduri. I tried to hit him up on Twitter. I'm like, follow me back. I'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, it was Chico's bail bonds, Bad News Bears. I was right. You guys look at that and feel like I'm an idiot.
I can't believe you looked it up that fast.
Yeah,
man.
I did.
You should be on the show every week looking shit up for us. You know what I mean?
Fact checking.
Fact checking, yeah.
Yeah.
PJ was into fact checking back in high school.
Hey man,
Yeah.
Fact
whatever it
checking?
takes. Fact checking.
Okay, yeah.
It was,
Popular now. I was ahead of my time.
you definitely were. It was in the boys' locker room, but no,
Right.
it was.
I was
Knew
like,
it.
guys, look at that ass. No, trust me. 20 years from now, you're going to be going, God damn, that's fat.
The PH. What?
Yeah.
PH, like
Exactly.
Filbert.
Speaking of PHs, Matt, do you have
Oh,
a
man.
PhD by any chance?
No, I should though.
Oh, you should have a PhD. He's nuts.
Oh, my God.
How did I get that out so easily?
Jesus.
You guys should like take this show on the road.
I think so. Oh, wow.
Seriously, you don't have a PhD?
No.
I thought you did. I thought we were in the presence of like a bona fide scientist.
Yeah, no, I can run like PCR reactions and stuff like that for you, but I can't handle patients or
What the
anything.
hell's a PCR reaction?
Oh, well, you know.
Polymerase chain reaction. It's how you get a lot of DNA.
Filbert's an
you
expert
just-
on getting
I thought you
DNA.
just-
Yeah, exactly. I was
Right
like,
in
oh
space.
no, I'm
Oh,
opening
you
it.
just asked her to spit on it, and that was pretty much it.
So Matt Williams,
Right.
not only a comedian, a stand-up comic, but also a microbiologist. Is that right?
No, apparently not.
No, you're just-
So my degree was interdisciplinary studies, so I had physical and biological sciences with minor in micromolecular biology and psychology.
Yeah. So
What?
if I
Yeah.
gave you a petri dish, could you do anything with it?
Yeah.
Like what?
I
Or
could-
would you rather have a mortar and pestle?
Well, I
I have
no
no
like, do you
idea what
want
I'm talking
something to-
about. I'm
yeah.
like digging deep into
Yeah, I was like, do you want
high
something to
school
grow or not?
biology.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, I actually had to smear augers on plates and stuff like that for
wow.
So I was like, I actually am a really big nerd. Despite my appearance.
Despite the Pac-Man
He's got a full
t-shirt
sensor
wearing.
on.
Yeah, exactly. And it says nom nom nom, and I'm fat. Crazy, right?
I don't think you're fat.
Nah,
I'm chubby.
I'm fat.
P-H-A-T.
I got a big old beer belly going on right now. I used to
Right,
have
yeah.
abs. I still have the abs if I flex.
Everyone still has them.
Right.
Yeah. Glick has them.
Right.
Hey, Nitwit, welcome to the show, man. Echo, sounds like you're in a culvert. Are you kidding me? I think Nitwit's messing with me because somebody else would have said it by now. There's
Yeah,
no way there's
Glick
an
would have
echo.
told us. You can always trust Glick.
Okay, so
I
are you
think-
guys like watching Twitter and your
Actually, I don't have-
chats and?
I don't have Twitter up.
The Spreaker software has a built-in chat room.
Oh, okay.
So there's people logged in, like 2.
Yeah, awesome.
Now I'm looking
You're
at my
doing
board.
really good, man.
I'm wondering if there's echo. While you're in there, grab me that damn soccer ball is what Nitwit says. Is there really an echo? There can't possibly really be an echo.
I don't hear an echo.
Well,
Echo.
my first mic didn't work.
Well, your
Not my first
headphones.
mic, my headphones. Excuse me.
Yeah. I mean, you should probably know the difference if you're having a podcast.
Right.
What's the name of your podcast?
It's called How to Die Alone. So,
It
Which
is.
is- yeah.
And I have questions about
yeah,
that.
Oh,
exactly.
okay.
Well, it's with Stephen Henry, David Wayne. They're both Tampa area comics.
Cool.
And we started it. We recorded our first episodes on Sunday, and we're releasing them throughout the week, and then every Wednesday.
So
following
I
that.
listened to the first one.
Wait a minute.
Really?
Every Wednesday at what time?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know when we release it. No,
Okay.
it's not live.
You
It's
don't
not
want
live.
to do it between 8 and 11 because
No,
you won't
yeah.
get any listeners because they're all
They're all
listening
here.
to Kevin
Yeah.
Hart.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Right.
awesome.
So when's the Glick show? When's it's the open mic live? That's Thursdays.
Thursday's open mic live. I think 7 to 9.
Yeah.
Right. Something like that. Yeah.
Right.
And Glick is Saturday
Saturday,
nights,
like
pretty much
10
all
to-
overnight. Yeah, 10 to whenever he's
Yeah,
too drunk.
okay.
I wouldn't listen to wait. Don't even talk about that
The Glick show's great.
Yeah, I was like, why am I mentioning these other scrubs?
one. So no, really, I did.
Sorry,
listen,
I'm kidding.
I did
No, I'm
listen
not.
to your first episode, which I believe was entitled "Jobs That
Jobs, yeah.
that'll make you die alone," right?
Right, yeah.
And so I'm listening to you guys all talking, and there were some pretty funny jobs that you've had.
Right,
There was the psych ward.
right.
Somebody worked at, was it Publix?
Yeah, that was Steven.
Okay.
Yeah, he worked at, and he was talking about how people will, like, we were talking about having, like, shitty jobs.
Right.
Like, the point of, like, it sounds like a really depressing
That's what I
podcast.
wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like you were all kind of mentioning the like, you know, the bad parts of it and stuff like that. And I was thinking to myself, my first jobs,
Right.
I loved them.
Yeah.
They all sucked. And yeah, you would die alone if you stayed in them.
Right.
But there were some things about them that I've never had again in my adult life. you know.
Right. Yeah, and I think
Like
we're
fun,
still,
for example.
Yeah, we're still kind of like figuring out the format because for the most part we have a topic of the night, but then we just kind of go off on tangents, and then you know once it dies down a little bit, like I'll have some ideas written down that usually have to do with the topic, so we'll just kind of like bring it back a little bit. But it's not a like formal like, all right, we're only going to talk about this and only the blah blah blah. So it's mostly hanging out with my friends, and we just kind of feel like, you know what, if you identify with us, you're going to die alone.
That's sad because I did totally identify with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, welcome to the show, Matt.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
We should all make a pact right now and just end it tonight.
Wow.
I'm ready.
Suicide podcast?
Who's going to do
Suicide
me?
podcast, yeah. Who's going to do you? I think
We're all going to kill ourselves now and die
Nobody.
alone, but together.
Little do you know that the Bush Light is tainted tonight. Yeah,
I knew
enjoy
it.
Yeah. How's that taste?
Arsenicky.
Arsenicky. So when your podcast gets to a lull, like
Yeah.
what happens a lot on our show,
Right.
do you put
Do you go right to break for 15 minutes or?
Right.
do you put DNA in a petri dish? And,
Yeah. We got to get some first, and then, yeah.
No, but seriously, I don't want to leave the job thing because there's so much. I don't know.
Yeah, so
we've all had when you're starting out in high school or whatever with your first job,
Right.
and you take it seriously, and you
that's
think,
usually
oh my
what
God.
happens is like you have that first job and you're like, oh my God, I made $300.
Yeah.
And then when you look back at it, you're like, oh man, I was getting
But
shafted.
how quickly did you go? Like I went really quickly from, oh my God, I got my first job. I can take my girlfriend out to dinner. I can
Yeah.
put gas in my car too. This job sucks. This is a waste. I'm never going to use these skills again
Right.
anywhere. And unfortunately for me, that's the same attitude that I've had for the rest of my life. With every job I've ever had.
Yeah, that's what we're really trying to explore. Was that like for the most part, whenever you talk about a job, it's again, it was like what 70% of people like actually fucking hate their job, and so we're just trying to find like, well, what about it actually sucks?
And then what do
Because-
you do to make it fun while you're there?
Yeah, because we're just like, well, is it the people that you're working with, your boss, or like, and that was what was it? It was like, when was that moment that you realized like, oh no, this sucks? Because everybody had that moment, I think, and that was, I think mine for lifeguarding was when
someone died on you.
no, I was a pool lifeguard. I was like, if they died, they probably
You
deserved
had to
it.
give mouth to mouth to old man Carruthers.
Listen, man, he came on to me.
I didn't touch him. I
Yeah,
swear.
No, he was just laying there being all seductive. No,
That's funny though, because like lifeguarding was like there were a couple of friends I had that were like, oh, I'm going to be a lifeguard over the summer.
beach or pool? Because I was a pool lifeguard.
They were all pool. There was no
Okay.
beaches where we're from, but it
Okay.
was like,
Hell.
it was like the dream job you thought. And I'm
Right.
thinking, what is? You sit in a freaking chair all day, and then you blow a whistle for the adult swim, so the adults can go in for 10
Yeah, we didn't
minutes
even
and-
have an adult swim,
Oh,
so
no?
it was just chaos the whole time.
I don't know. I couldn't do it.
No, it was
Hot chicks though.
yeah, it was the other lifeguards
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, otherwise you're looking
well,
at like 15-year-olds.
Yeah, otherwise you have to do like the country club thing.
Bushwood.
Yeah. I don't know the ones around here. I just know the ones back at Pensacola. And they'd like pay better. You did less, and yeah, and it was usually pretty good. Mine was, for some reason, like we always had to watch these like camps, so like YMCA and stuff like that would come in.
Yeah.
But like regardless, whenever I was working, if somebody crapped in the pool, I was always the dude on duty.
On
Yeah.
duty.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
said it.
exactly. So that was when I was like, oh, this job actually sucks.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just the first time they tell you that you got to do it, that's when you just I'm out,
Yeah.
and then you go to the supermarket and apply.
But that actually meant that like once you scooped it out and everything, you got to put in the chlorine,
Yeah.
and they had to stay out for like another half hour, an
Yeah,
hour,
yeah.
however BS you want to say for like sanitary reasons, which is just nonsense.
I
for
think
the
by
most part.
my second or third job, I realized I was all about what can I do while I'm at the workplace
Yeah.
to get away with as much possible crap that I can.
Right.
And I worked in a mall
Oh, that's awesome.
I'll say it at Sears for 3 years, and,
Even
and
better.
it was the most fun I've ever had working anywhere because I actually didn't do any work pretty much the whole time. It was all
Yeah, I think-
socializing, BSing.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. It's like for the most part, you tried to do whatever you could to get the job done without actually have to work at
Yeah,
it.
so you could leave as much free time as possible
Right.
to do everything other than working.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like
We knew
about
where the security
lifeguarding.
cameras were. We knew who the security guards were. We knew what their
Right.
rotation was. We knew all the areas that you could go to do things and not get caught.
You sound like one of the psych patients.
I probably should be one.
He's probably going to get naked and you're going to have to tackle him.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Calm down, sir.
You got a shower?
Oh, that was another thing is that never tell somebody that's freaking out to calm down.
Really?
Yeah.
Ever. That never works. Like even normal people, it doesn't work.
No.
No, it's
Slapping
like,
them doesn't even work half the time.
Yeah.
Although it's fun.
Yeah, then they get a boner and it's crazy.
It's a whole new level right
Yeah.
there.
It kind of reminds me of when I trained to be a lifeguard and they taught me the wrong way to do mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
And I kept blowing
That's how
people.
you got your
know?
first
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah, well, come on now.
Yeah, they taught me mouth to mouth, but I switched it up to ass to mouth.
Yeah, that's
and
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
they get up right away.
Totally, yeah. It's amazing how fast they come to life, you know?
Filbert. Yeah, no.
So first for everybody. What's up, AA Ron in the chat room?
All right.
You said,
I met him at Improv, I think.
Did you really?
I think so.
No, there's no way.
Maybe.
Did you go home with him?
He would have bragged. He would have bragged to me. We got a phone call. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. Hotline.
Hey, you're live on the Kevin Holly Show. Who dat?
Hey, it's Harry. How you doing, Kevin?
Pretty good, Harry. How the hell are you?
I'm doing great. You know, I missed you last week. I'm about a week behind on Cock Chat. Can you tell me when you're going to do that?
We're going to do Cock Chat probably towards the end of the first hour, I'm thinking, but you never know with Matt Williams.
So we're going to do Harry Cock Chat?
Harry Cock Chat.
Okay, that would be great. I just wanted to know. That way I don't get too far away from the computer, and I make sure I can get involved with that.
Can you type with one hand, Harry?
I can type with one finger, and I can type with no fingers.
You are perfect for Cock Chat.
I love Cock Chat. Did you know Randy Travis did some Cock Chatting this week? Did you see that video?
Who? Randy Travis?
Who?
He got naked as hell, and they picked him up for DUI, and
oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I did see that.
Go watch the video. He's cock chatting the whole time. It's hilarious.
Harry, where are you calling from, man?
I'm calling from Hillsborough County.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Where are you guys at? You're in
Pasco.
Pasco, of course.
Oh, Harasco County?
Yep.
Yes, right on beautiful 19.
Oh, lovely. Hey, can I see you guys on Live PD, maybe?
Hopefully not, but you never know, man.
They're out there every Friday and Saturday night now.
Yeah, that's true, man. Cock chatting it up.
Well, get out there, get your face out on live, and, say, hey, I'm Kevin Holly, and this is Cock Chat, live on US 19.
Perfect.
Thank you. I'm going to use that as a promo, Harry.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I can cut you a better one if you want.
Harry,
yeah,
is
that a fart? Is that what you're going to fart?
Is this Harry Palmer?
No, stand by. 3, 2. Hi, this is Harry, and I love listening to Cock Chat on the Kevin Holly Show.
That's fantastic,
Wow.
Harry. Thank you, buddy.
All right.
Dude, that's
You're
movie.
more than welcome.
That's movie style.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll let you go. Talk to you soon.
All right, talk to you guys in a little while.
All right, man. See ya.
Harry's got a smooth voice.
Harry's badass. Wow.
I was like, he's done this before.
Yeah, he's a pro.
He must call a lot of radio shows or something, man. I don't know, man.
He's like, Harry here. God, I want that voice now. Like, I want to do every bit I have. It's like, speaking of my dog.
The funny thing about dogs is
you can call them a bitch and they keep coming back if you feed them.
Speaking of that, that's funny. You just triggered a memory. I thought, recently, like 3 days ago,
Right.
I found worms in my dog's crap.
Nice.
Why I found them and how, not important. What's
was-
important is that I found them.
Right.
And she's older, so I'm like, oh, emergency meds.
Yeah, how
so I
old?
go out. She's 9.
Oh,
So
okay.
I go out and I get some worm medication for her and everything. And I'm reading the label, and the label says, for puppies, you give this amount. For dogs over the age of whatever, you give this amount. And yes, it's safe to give to bitches. That's
Really?
awesome. Isn't that not awesome?
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's all you want. I think that's all you want to do in the medical field is just slide in those little things that you think are
How many
funny.
rap stars do you think gave their girlfriends worm pills?
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
Just
it was
rap?
like translated from a Chinese, like it's a Chinese.
No,
lesson.
it was like total pure English, totally spelled right.
Oh, yeah,
made
very
total
cool.
sense. I was like, that's good to know.
Hey, you're live on the Kevin Holly Show. Who dat?
Boy, do you guys always take people from Open Mic Live? This is
I don't even know what show is Open Mic Live. Prank caller. Jesus, if you're going to prank call the show, at least have something with some substance.
It's a podcast rotation. Everyone's doing it.
Ryan Hoppy.
Right.
Okay, no, I had Ryan Hoppy first. All right. Oh, thank you for calling, Dick. Jesus, That's some
I
BS,
feel like
man.
I know who that is.
I don't know, man.
I think I do.
I'm looking in the chat room. We got Aaron, Glick, Nitwit.
Nitwit's comment
Rob
about the
Haas,
12 Days of Christmas is
Nicole.
classic.
What was Nitwit's comment about the 12 Days of Christmas? Here it is.
Say Niblet?
Yeah, Nitwit.tv,
Oh,
another
Nitwit.
fantastic podcast on the IRN Internet Radio Network, IRNBroadcast.com. Sunday, your masturbation station. Nitwit says the 12 Days of Christmas song on the first day of Christmas. Okay, time for a break. Stay tuned. Spicoli says, did somebody say cock chat? What's up, Spicoli TV in the house? Man, that's probably my favorite podcast around. No offense to Open Mic Live or Glick or anybody else, but Spicoli TV, man, their show is electric.
Spicoli?
Oh, it's the best, dude. It is totally awesome.
Yeah, because like I'm
has
starting to
nothing
learn a lot more about like podcast people doing it live. Like ours isn't done live, so
Yeah.
we can actually edit out.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, exactly. So We have that good.
We do
fortune,
though.
but, like,
I mean, he archives everything.
Yeah.
You probably won't make the cut. So
Maybe
That's
not.
good.
We'll see.
Probably a good
That's
thing.
good. No, like, I had one guy.
You're like, what about this? They're like, no.
No, I never heard of it. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, one time,
What's Wednesday?
homeless Chuck dropped an N-bomb one night. He was wasted.
Oh.
And I was like, dude, so it went live. And it sucks I don't have a dump button,
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't broadcast that. But so I had to like go home, download the episode, upload it in my editing software, and then find it, bleep it out, then replace the original file, which is cool because it doesn't like. Anyway, it was a pain in the ass. It took me like 2
and
hours.
since nobody listens anyway, no harm done. No
Exactly.
problem.
Yeah. Totally. Exactly. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, of course, it's not racist if no one hears it, right?
Hey, listen, I say this almost every week. I'm totally fine with mild racism.
Yeah.
We all make fun of each other. Everybody's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unfortunately for us tonight, we are all the unwanted white people. You know what I mean? It's popular to hate white people.
Straight white people.
Straight white people?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
speak for
exactly.
yourself.
Oh, wait.
Why do you think I'm here?
Are we?
I hope so.
I don't see a ring on that finger.
Oh.
It's not on my finger.
Good answer, man. Good answer. But anyway, yeah, I let that stuff fly. But if it's
Yeah.
like,
Made me choke.
I don't like when people talk about other people's kids,
It
Yeah.
worked.
Choked on it.
It worked.
Okay,
You made
cool.
me choke.
Yeah, good.
Mm.
Filbert chokes all the time on the show, dude.
I knew it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it
It's
is.
like
The
a
show is
choker.
a choke.
Jesus.
Whatever. Anyway, welcome back to the Kevin Holly Show. Hey, thanks for coming, Matt.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This was less than 15 minutes away, so I was like, man, I'm just gonna start hopping in because they
Yeah, dude.
prop all the doors open with rocks. So I mean,
Yeah.
what's gonna keep me from coming in?
I tell you what, Matt, you're
Decency.
more than welcome to come by anytime you want.
Cool.
Just make sure you call, text, message me ahead of time so I can let somebody come down and let
what,
you in.
what number would I call if I needed to call?
Oh, that would be
Comment?
727-237-6010. Or hit us up on Facebook.
Maybe bring some McNuggets or something next time too.
Yeah, chicken
Donuts.
Yeah.
Something.
Or jokes.
Jokes.
I
would be
mean,
cool.
this gut ain't gonna build itself.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
Wow.
Jokes.
So at some point during the show, we're going to play the pyramid game. So at some point, if you have a moment, maybe during the first break, we take 2 breaks. They're normally, I set my breaks for 20 minutes because when Pops was here, we'd have to wheel him out and, wheel back in, wipe his butt, whatever we had to do,
Right.
Filbert was on butt wiping duty, for me anyway, just
Right.
because, I mean, I think I deserve it, you know what I mean? I'm the host.
Yeah.
But anyway, so a lot
You've
of
got
the
the
times,
golden mic.
That's true, thank you. Yes, I do. He's got the pink mic.
He's
Exactly.
gonna get a golden
I already
shower
saw
later.
that, yeah. I get it. That means pee.
But I will very often, especially lately, because people have given me so much crap about how long the breaks are.
Right.
When Pops isn't here, I will come back early if possible. You know what I mean, and start the show back up.
Right.
Last week we did like a 7-minute break, and
But
I don't
before you get the B side of Dark Side of the Moon.
pretty much. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the I have to poop during the break song. You know what I mean? So that's every radio host knows that. You know?
Right.
Yeah. I got what I do for the breaks is kind of cool. Like you can
Is
see
it?
what I do is I take little bits, sound bites of old guests and stuff. Yeah,
Stuff that
old
didn't
bits.
work the first time around.
Right.
Comedy that didn't make the show. I think I have a button for that. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, I'll do stuff like that, and so it's still entertaining if you're listening during the break. But I also like to give the people a chance that are listening to go grab another beer, take a leak, and not miss the amazing amount of chug.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude.
Finish my first
You
one.
know,
Jesus, that's great.
that reminds me, it's probably about time for a
Cock
slingshot
shot.
robot.
Slingshot robot. Oh, shots
Everybody
for bots.
drinks.
Okay.
Shots for bots.
Shots for bots. When Pops isn't here, it's still 20 to 30 minute breaks, says Glick in the chat.
Shut
room.
up, Glick.
Nitwit says, "Oh, cool! I'll start and finish this 5,000 piece puzzle." I just bought."
Write his dissertation.
Oh, that's
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
Man. Straight as cricket spaghetti, cooked spaghetti is what Aaron says.
Yeah.
Oh man, Aaron's awesome, dude. I love that kid so much, man. He was here last week and totally saved me. He brought pizza. It was cool.
And mimosas.
Oh, wow.
No, we had mimosas that one day.
Mimosas?
No?
Dude, I went on a job interview, Matt, like a couple of weeks ago, like a month ago, whatever it was. And I was in a suit. I looked really good. I had a brand new car, And I pull in there, and the job was not what they said it was going to be. And
Right.
I thought I was going for like a dispatch for field techs type position, which paid fairly decent. And
Get to
I was
the
kind of
point.
excited. So I go in there, and they wanted to. My position was going to be going business to business, door to door, asking, "Do you have a chip in your windshield?"
Oh my God.
I was so mad. So I left, and I texted a picture out I posted a picture of myself in my suit, like, duh, now I got to Uber all day in a suit, you know. And
Yeah.
Aaron hit me up, and he was like, "Where you at?" You know, and he's like, he gave me an address, and he's like, "Come pick me up. I'll take you out for breakfast." It was like 10 a.m. Dude, we went to this place in South Tampa and had mimosas and breakfast, right? And
Yeah.
we ended up hanging out for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, drinking mimosas, and I took a picture of him. I'm like, "Here, hold all of them," you know?
Yeah.
And then I tagged his mom on it, and I said, "How many mimosas did your kid need, dude?" You know? But it was so
What
cool,
did you
man.
do to him?
Yeah, exactly. You know? But yeah, shout out to Aaron, man. He's been a great fill-in co-host lately. He's excited about. He's never been in radio ever before. You know.
Yeah.
So he's been fantastic. He knows when to talk and when not to talk. And
So what
it's
are
really funny, you know?
Yeah. I was,
Unlike
when to
others.
talk, when not to talk. Like, by the way, no, like, what are some tips for like the first timers? Like, one of the, like, I think one of the common things was just speaking to the mic.
Yeah.
Like, don't be afraid of the mic.
Yeah.
Not only that, know where the sweet spot is on your mic if you don't have a really good one.
Right.
Because sometimes we'll be talking over here and you don't. You know what I mean?
Sometimes you
Yeah.
got to lick it to find the sweet spot. But once you do,
Just
yeah,
just-
Yeah.
it's like a relationship.
Right.
Do several tests before you do it live so you don't have an echo.
Right. That's a good idea.
Um,
Oh, make sure your intro music's 9 minutes long.
I love it.
That's a bonus tip.
Right.
So also, what not to do? Don't take anything from the Glick show. Whatever you do.
Yeah. Try not to book guests from other people's shows in the same week. What?
Yeah, it was a couple.
I'm not saying you do that.
Never
Saying,
do.
hotline's ringing.
Phones are lit up tonight.
I
There we
guess
go.
is it Morgan Freeman?
You're live on the Kevin Holly Show. Who dat?
Hey, bud, it's Chris.
Oh, hey, what's up, man?
Not much. Are you on? Are you on right now?
Yeah, you're live. You want to call back at 9:30 like we talked about? Or?
Yeah, I'll call you back.
All right, man. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
Now we know somebody's name.
No, we
Yeah.
don't. That's prank
I'm
call.
surprised you just don't end every call with "love you."
Love you.
Yeah.
That is
Spanish
hysterical.
took that.
Yeah, dude, I met Spanish at a toy drive last year. I
Really?
believe.
You met an elf at a toy drive.
Good one. Good one. Welcome
Oh,
back,
is that
Phil.
because he's short?
Yeah.
I get it.
I think he makes me look tall.
Damn.
Anyway, he gave me a huge hug. And Marilyn said, my daughter was with me. She was
Can I ask you something? I've always wondered this. Was he sweaty and did he smell like B.O.?
Spanish?
Yeah.
No, he's adorable.
I always thought like he would be like grungy and
No, not
like
at
a
all.
grub.
He was very well dressed. He had really cool sunglasses on. And
Cool. That makes me happy to know.
Yeah. He smelled like cologne.
Really cool sunglasses?
Yeah. He was really nice. Because I went there to see
I
Hoppy.
haven't heard
you know.
that. Like, his sunglasses are so cool.
Actually, that was
Normally he goes right to their dick.
Gotcha. Here we go. Terrible impression, huh? That's just nitwit. You must be talking about your Morgan Freeman, dude.
Who's Morgan Freeman?
You're Morgan Freeman.
I don't think I was doing Morgan
Was there
Freeman.
any other impression that we did?
There was no impressions. I said,
think
"Ooh,
so.
let me guess, it's going to be Morgan Freeman."
That sucked.
I'm not trying to be Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, you are.
Andy.
Andy.
That's when I knew Kevin's show sucked.
Wow, dude. That's pretty messed up, man. Have you
Sorry.
paid your dues, Phil?
No.
You're supposed to say the
Can
checks
we
in the
get
mail.
to the part where we find the severed head in a box?
No, there was no part like that. I met
Damn it.
Spanish. He gave me a huge hug, and my daughter was with me. I
Yeah.
think she was 10 at the time, 11. It was like 2 years ago. They had a toy drive for Cox Media.
2 years ago when he doesn't know how old his daughter was. That's pretty
Right.
bad, dude.
I was doing the math in my head. It's been a long day. So my daughter looks at me after Spanish walked away, and we put some toys in the box or whatever, and I said hi to Hoppy. That's why I went there, because Hoppy was in town, you know. And when we left and got in the car, my daughter looks at me, and we're starting to pull out of the parking lot, and she goes, Daddy, why did that little man give you a hug? Is he gay? And I was like,
Whoa.
no. It was the funniest
We
thing
can
in the
only
world.
hope.
Yeah, no. I was like, no, that's what he does, man. That's his thing. He hugs people.
Yeah.
He's a hugger, you know.
No, well, like that's that's one good thing. Is he like actually Spanish, or you just call him Spanish?
That's his like on air. It's his nickname, I guess.
I think he, if I remember correctly, he does have some Hispanic,
yeah,
bloodlines.
he's Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, well, like
Puerto
that's
Rican.
He just kind of looks like that, so they called him.
Well, yeah, he
that's-
had a big afro back
yeah.
in the day, you know.
Okay.
Like
No, well, like
Juan
this,
Epstein.
this is one thing I like about Latin culture is that like they're affectionate, and then they're like gay.
Yeah, they don't like gays. They
Yeah.
really don't.
I don't
But
know,
there
man.
are a lot of effeminate Hispanic men out there.
Well,
their music is fantastic. I'll tell you what.
Oh, yeah.
Spanish music, Latin music.
No,
is
if you're
fantastic.
gonna party with people, party with Spanish people.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
You know I love to listen to this.
Yes, I love the music.
I love to
Play it
I'm from
again.
Colombia, Bolivia.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm looking
My
for
friend.
a special kind of
My
donut.
friend.
It is a lobster donut. I'll tell you, if you don't have it, I'll come down there. I show it to you. And if
Now you sound like Korean or something.
no, and then he's like, and then I'll pull down my pants and show you my black silk underwear. I take you to California. I don't know, man.
That's Spanish?
I think so.
Is that your?
I could be
okay.
wrong.
I don't know. Yeah.
Dude,
Did you ever take Spanish in high school? Or
I did
anything?
2 years, man.
2 years?
Yeah,
What was
but-
your name?
Carlos.
Carlos?
Carlos.
Carlos.
That was my Spanish name. But my second year, I got to pick.
Carlos. Carlos.
Kevin is Carlos?
Yeah.
No, I thought that was like Ken or something, or Richard
It's
or
all the
something.
same.
Or
Or
Carl.
Or Carl, yeah.
I don't think Carl's Spanish, though. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, my bad. No, I got
No, minus the os.
Yeah. I got to pick my my name my second year, so I picked Jaime Jesus Jali.
That's a pretty good name.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
I like to bust the Jaimens.
That sounded Jewish, man.
I know, that's why I was
Yeah.
like,
That's close. But
Nah.
It was like a little bit, you know,
A little too phlegmy.
Yeah, it was kind of getting towards that whole,
Kinda.
that whole, you know, I can't even think of the name of
Just
this
the
freaking
whole-
movie now.
Oh, I was gonna say
Say
anti-Semitic.
hello to my little friend. What is that movie?
Oh,
Scarface. It was a
Yeah.
little Scarface, but like the Jewish Scarface.
Right.
Scarface.
Scarface,
Scarface. Scarfish.
So, I Ubered a Spanish guy, right? I thought he was Greek because he looked like this old Greek guy, you know? He looked
Yeah.
just like him. Nondes, right? So I pick him up, he gets in the car, and he's like speaking in tongues.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, he's using his hands like real big, like, ah! And he's like, you know, and I'm like, okay, you know, and I'm like, I pointed at the GPS, and I'm like, I know where we're going, it's cool, you know?
Fucking drop him right off of in Cigar City and just leave.
That's
what I would have done.
I took him to his job. It was over by the airport or whatever. So, anyway,
Yeah.
we're driving.
Over to work all the time.
Yeah, people do it.
There's a small little building next to the airport,
Yeah.
mostly trash and
No, dude, it
dishwashing
was
and stuff like that.
But so we're driving, right? And we go through Seminole Heights. We're on Hillsborough Avenue, and we're going across 41, and we go right into the heart of Seminole Heights, where that big church is, you know. And as we're approaching it, we're on the I guess you'd say the east side of Seminole Heights, and we see all. I don't know if you've ever driven through there, but there's all this Latin stuff. It's everywhere, and mostly hair salons and beauty supply stores and things like that. And everything's in Spanish. There's bodegas and all kinds of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And Spicoli says Andy in the chat room.
Andy.
So
Andy.
I start.
Andy Dufresne.
The guy could speak broken English a little bit. So he's like having a conversation. He tells me I'm Cubano, you know. And I'm like, oh, I thought you were Greek, you know. I didn't know, you know. We're driving. So I turn on I start hitting the seek button, and I turned on Spanish music on the radio. And he's like, oh, this is Cuban. This is Cuban. And he was, like, loving it, dude. He starts like bouncing in his chair. He was talking with his hands so much, man. He's throwing his hands all around. So as we're driving, I noticed all the Spanish storefronts, and I kind of patted his leg, you know, because he was sitting up front with me. And I was like, yeah. And I said, look. And he's looking around. I said,
think Uber frowns on that, dude.
no, I said, this part of town, I said, this all is Latin, Spanish. Everywhere. And he's like, and he's pointing at things. And he was so funny. He was like a 2-year-old. He's pointing at things going, bodega. He's like, and he's looking at cars. He's like,
Cantina.
I like Dodge. So I was,
Dodge.
Yeah, try not to laugh.
Yeah.
Then we get like over 41, and then I was like, okay, now I'll look around. And I said, you see the Baptist church, and you see there's still a lot of beauty salons, but they were really big, and they weren't in Spanish anymore. And I said, this part of Seminole Heights, mostly African. And he goes, black.
Los negros.
And I was like, I guess, you know.
Yeah.
And then I said, if you go that way, and I pointed north up 41, and I said, goat farm, rednecks.
Yeah.
He goes, redneck? He didn't know how to say it. He'd never heard it before, I guess.
Hillbilly.
Yeah, it was so funny, dude.
You know what would be more entertaining than this story? Would be the story he told his family about you when he finally got where he was going.
I just started pointing out stuff to this dude.
I didn't know what to say, so I just started saying things.
Bodega.
He wouldn't let me go.
He touched my leg.
Took me all over Tampa.
He tried to seduce me with Spanish music, and he caressed my leg.
And I left their donut.
And then I take him to California.
So how long has the show been on?
Well, yeah, we're at the 8:40 mark. It's almost time for our break.
So 40 minutes and you haven't asked your guest one question about where he's going to be, what he's doing, and what kind of interviewer are you?
Man, we get into
That
all
comes
that.
up later.
Yeah.
Oh, you're staying?
Yeah.
Fuck.
I guess.
All right.
Dude, I just opened another beer.
Cool. No, there's plenty.
So it's like, I'm gonna have to pay Kevin to Uber me home.
No, that's not gonna happen, bro.
You going to sit up front and let him touch your leg?
Listen to this
Bodega.
Spanish.
I mean, I could take you as far as my house. You know what I'm saying? After that, you gotta call another Uber, or you're welcome to stay.
Of course, your
So-
house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I got a pool.
I could take you to my bedroom.
I show you around my house. It is a Spanish-style home.
That
Yeah.
is a table.
I have 2 chihuahuas.
I do. I really do. Matt would be like Chihuahua, another Chihuahua, dos Chihuahuas,
Dos.
perro, right? El
Dos
perro.
perros.
I know some Spanish. Filbert, translate. Ready? Here we go.
See,
Después de trabajo, me
after
gusta
after you work, you like to
fumar muchas mota
smoke a lot of weed
y tomar muchas
and
cerveza.
eat a lot, or
comer.
drink a lot of beer.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomar mucha cerveza.
Yeah, see,
Con su madre,
with my mom.
antes de chingale.
After you,
And-
until you fuck her.
and-
Okay, before you fuck her, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought that sent I like to cock chat.
Me gusta. Cock chat.
Cock chat?
Would that be funny? Like the chick from what was that movie with the auto wash?
I believe they call it habla de penga.
I
In
don't
case you
know.
want, or habla de verga. That would be cock chat.
Oh, talk about cock.
Oh.
Cock chat.
Cock chat. Yeah. I don't know anything about this, Matt. I
I
apologize.
had 7 years of Spanish.
Yeah, was it all cock chat?
I can't remember most of it. A lot of it was cock chat.
A lot of it. How much
Yeah.
would you say? 5 years.
Probably about 6 inches of it.
I get it.
Hey. Wow. So tell us a joke, man. Let's.
Oh,
I'm just
God.
kidding, I'm kidding.
This show.
What kind of-
What?
What kind of things are making you laugh these days, Matt?
Actually, I'm the easy laugh of
Yeah?
the Tampa scene. Like if I'm at an open mic or something like that, like if I'm not laughing, that usually means that's a really bad joke because I laugh at everything. Because it's because
I'm
for the
guilty.
most part, I can see where most people are going with a joke or a bit or something like that, and I always love comedy first before I tried like writing it and performing it. So, and I also know what it's like to bomb a lot. So I'm like, so it's like if I know where they're going, it's like I will laugh and not that like ha 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 like not
So
faking it.
give us a trade secret then. What do you go to when you know you're bombing? How do you get out of
Take a break.
Yeah.
That's what you do, dude.
Yeah. Okay. Sometimes it's not your room, and it's just gonna suck, and just like tell your jokes. And for the most part, it's like if you have your stuff prepared and you're ready to go, for the most part, you'll do fine. And if you're doing like open mics and stuff like that, I mean, it's rare that you're gonna be in there killing it, because for the most part, it's like you're pretty much springing comedy onto people that were like, I just came to drink and hang out with hang out with my friends, not
It's like a
like
meat
have
factory.
not have people try out new jokes on me.
Yeah.
And so
But nude jokes on them?
yeah.
That would probably actually work.
Yeah.
That's a cheap one.
How do you
sorry.
handle the
exactly.
asshole in the crowd? Like me.
Let's see. It depends, because like if you're just kind of being kind of loud, you can ignore it for the most part. Like that's the thing that you try to do the most, is just ignore it until like you just can't do it anymore. And then if I ever have to respond to it, like I'm not a mean guy, so like you also want to like come back in turn with like, okay, if they come at you with a 2, you don't want to hit them back with like a 9 or a 10,
Yeah.
as far as, because like then you look like the asshole.
Yeah.
And so you can flip the crowd back onto yourself, and for the most part, you can draw it out until you can get something to like make fun of them and make them look like an
Especially
idiot.
if you get tied into something that you're already going to be talking
Yeah,
with.
like
or
a
exactly.
comeback,
you
like a
already did
callback
talk.
or whatever. Yeah.
Right, yeah. And for the most part, actually, like, it's usually if they're just drank way too much, and you're just like, yeah, come on in.
Yeah.
And one thing this is probably like bad advice, but one thing I started doing was just going, what? over and over again to see how many times I could get them to do it. And it's funny to me, because then I'll be like, no, I heard what you said, you're just being an asshole. And then like,
Well, don't some comics thrive on that? Like,
yeah, some of them do, because they're like, sometimes what will happen is like like one guy will just keep doing it over and over again, and they won't leave, and then you can just see some of your friends just going like, oh, just call me up. I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Because there's some guys that are just really good roast comics that can just come up with anything on the fly.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I'm always afraid that I'm going to be the one that gets singled out and made fun of. Like, not like I didn't do anything, but somehow I'm going to get picked out and be made fun of.
That's because you're fat.
Or ugly, or short, or whatever. I'm always afraid it's going to be
They're like,
me.
you look like a Filbert.
Yeah. Well, that's part of it. That's part of the beauty of going to a comedy show. Like, you never know, like, where you're going to sit unless you bought tickets in advance.
Right.
So you don't have a clue. Like, it could be us. You know what I mean?
Right. And well, like, and if you, if I actually have time to do crowd work, like, my crowd work is garbage. I know it's just hot garbage. You can always tell if I try to do it. It's obviously a means to an end. Like, oh, does anybody have kids or something? It's like, it's obviously a setup. I don't give a fuck about your kids. You can just tell. And so, like, I usually don't do much crowd work because that's where it always goes horribly wrong. And so I just, but that also just that opens that door for the audience to be like, oh, well, now I'm going to say something because he asked a question.
Gotcha.
So then you open that door for them to say something back. And I get it. I do not feel confident in my ability to shut that down just yet. But again, like, there's some guys that are awesome at it.
Yeah. Like, insult comics, I think, are funny, but
Right.
you don't see them a lot. I love to go to comedy shows. I haven't gotten out a lot lately. Some of the favorite things, though, that when I go to a comedy show is when somebody's on a roll. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they do a funny bit, and my favorite part of it is the callbacks, the comebacks, or whatever you call it. I forget how I'm not a stand-up comic, but
Right.
when you say a joke or a bit in the
And
beginning.
you reference it later.
At the very end.
Yeah,
or
that's a
whatever it might
callback.
be. That is by far the most talent for a comic, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
And when a comic does that, the crowd loves it. I love that. Like, I laugh at everything,
Yeah.
too. I'm guilty of that, dude. I think everything's hilarious, and especially at a comedy club. I'm having a couple of drinks or whatever.
Yeah, and like that's why people go to comedy clubs, is to like have a good time. Like you're like be distracted for 10, 15, or like, you know, for the duration of the show.
Yeah.
And like not look at your phone, not have to worry about anything, and just get immersed in what's going on with the comic. And that's what a good comic does, is like they're bringing you out into, like, from your world into theirs and immerse you in it for however long they're on stage. And that's what you're paying for, and that's why I think comedy's so important, because it's kind of like listening to music. Like, there's nobody that doesn't love to laugh. There isn't anybody that doesn't enjoy music.
Why go if you're not, you know?
Right. Yeah, and like, and why go if you're going to be an asshole and try to interrupt the like? Again, it's an art, but it's also a performance. Like, you're not going to go to the Book of Mormon and be like, do a flip or Freebird.
What do I get for free? Holy shit, you just said that. Spicoli in the chat room's just typed in all caps, Freebird. That was like a minute ago.
I swear I didn't see that.
No, I know, you can't see it from there. Well, you might be able to if you got good vision.
I just see free. It looks like freedom, actually.
Freedom!
Yeah.
Glick says Kevin has been taking lessons from Hoppy to completely blow off live listeners.
Yeah.
Nitwit says just turn the crowd work into the bit. That's
yeah,
I think Filbert said that first.
Sometimes it works
Good
into
job,
your
though.
favor. You're like, it's happened. I'm trying to think of a specific example, but I was like, okay, what guitar, like, when you're learning guitar, what's the first?
Spit it
band?
out, funny boy.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
What's
I'm
the
trying
first
to be
band
that
you
guy
listen
now.
to?
You can go ahead and
Yeah.
take it out on me. Let's
He doesn't
practice.
like to do
And
that.
then,
He's not an asshole.
But someone was just like, Metallica. I was like, holy shit, you're actually right. Like, sometimes it'll work in your favor.
Yeah.
But more often than not, you're like, shit. Or like you just deal with it really quick. I had somebody heckle me for a joke I did like 3 or 4 jokes ago. Like, I did one about like a bald eagle or something. I just finished like 4 minutes later, and then someone goes, God bless America! And I was like, thank you. That was almost 4 jokes ago. Welcome to the show.
yeah, a little late there.
Yeah.
You know? Dude.
And again, like, but like, one time that I felt really bad was that I was talking about working at the psych hospital, and I worked the night shift, and this guy yells, night shift sucks. He wasn't being mean, or he wasn't saying that my job sucked, but in that moment, I thought he was heckling that, like, I had a shit job.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, you look like one of the guys I had to deal with. Oh, except for I dealt with the guys that had insurance.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
so
good,
I felt,
man.
yeah, I felt so bad, and I was like, oh my god.
That just came to you.
Yeah.
That's great, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
And I was like, God, I'm such an asshole. And I apologized. I was like, you know what, that was too much. I'm sorry.
I don't think so. I like that. You know?
But like sometimes that's what a heckler can do, is get the audience on your side, and it's also just like breaking the comics flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like that's when you can tell like a seasoned comic is like if they just fall apart, you go,
Yeah,
shit,
if they lose their
or
mark.
if even worse, yeah, or if the heckler's funnier than you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which can happen. Yeah, because like that happened like at home. My buddy's like pretty good with crowd work, and he said something about this guy looking like Mr. Clean. He's like, this is the only clean thing about your set or something like that. And he's like, shit, he's actually funny. I'm not talking to him anymore. So again, it's just huge risk that like I don't want to take. But it's like if you have to deal with it, you have to. It's something that you have to deal with.
You signed up for it, dude. When you get up there, as soon as that light turns on, and
right,
you're there, dude.
And I think that's also part of how you have to operate your sets as well. Is that like the best thing to do is have like just know if there's lulls in your set, those are the spots where people will get bored and will try to yell something. And I've done that, like where you know your shit inside and out, and you know how you're going to respond to somebody coming at you with this angle.
You could do it on purpose.
Yeah.
On a porpoise.
You can.
Yeah, totally. No, I mean
you can.
If somebody gets up at that point, you could be like, "Where you go? Whatever. You go that route.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
And because it can be really endearing, because for like again, if you're relatable and you're like that's what people like, is like there's like he's not just spouting off like his bits, his jokes or whatever. He's actually
here.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing that you can just show that like, no, I'm the one in control. I'm the one that's that's on stage.
Bro, I was at Side Splitters once, right?
Yeah.
And
they're really good about like containing hecklers.
Oh,
too.
dude, I'll tell you something.
Snappers too, and improv. Like they really.
Out of the three you mentioned, I haven't been to Snappers, even though I live so close.
Yeah.
But I'd love to go there. I will soon, at some point.
Well, it's a good spot.
It looks cool. Snappers.
Snappers.
Yeah, Snappers. But I was at the Side Splitters.
Here we go. Another story.
Another long story
Should
short.
take us right into break.
And Easy Junior. I love Nitwit, dude. So anyway, I was at the Snappers, right? And I'm not Snappers, at
Side
Splitters. Thank you. And I was with a friend back in the day. This is easily 15 years ago. And we had met these girls at Chili's. And yeah, it was they were smoking hot. They were cousins, right?
Even better.
Yeah. And
There's two of them.
so yeah, so we hook up with them another time.
Did you guys have the fajitas?
Yeah. Actually, no, we had drinks. That was it. They were eating together, and my buddy and I were having drinks.
All you have to do is ask one question to get them totally off tangent.
If you would shut the fuck up, my story would be a hell of a lot shorter.
It's all part of the chemistry, bro.
Anyway, so my buddy asked the waitress, "Would you please ask those beautiful young ladies over there if they would like some company?" So the waitress walked over there and said, "Hey, those guys over there want to buy you a drink. Would you like some company?" And they were like, "Sure." So the waitress came back over to our table and said, sure, they would like you to join them. So we walked over there and sat down, and we had to like pick who we were going to sit next to,
Yeah.
And it worked out. So we went out to a bar after that, and then we went our separate ways, and we set up a date for a future time. That's where we went to Side Splitters. I drove my little Ford Escort.
That is way more background than I
yeah,
needed.
Yeah, no. So we get there.
There better be a payoff.
Get used to
There
it.
will be. No, there will be. So we get there, and we're enjoying the show. My buddy gets wasted, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah,
he's a lightweight dude. In fact, he quit drinking because we're not even buddies anymore. But he quit drinking because of all these times that we,
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and the comics were fantastic. It was a great show. Everybody's hilarious. The host was really good. At the end of the show, the host comes up on stage to close out the show, and he's saying things like, we've got these T-shirts available. This was so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so that were on tonight. It was a great time. Hope you all enjoyed it. And my buddy wadded up a napkin and threw it up at the stage.
Oh.
And he goes, "What do we get for free?" The guy was like, snapped his fingers like twice and was like, "Get that fucking asshole out of here."
Yeah.
And two dudes in all black came and like grabbed him underneath his armpits and picked him up out of his chair.
They United Airways them out of it.
Exactly, dude. And so he was able to like wiggle his way out when they got into the lobby there. When they got into the lobby, and he went into the bathroom. He's like, "I'll leave, but not until I take a piss." And he went into the bathroom, and I ran in there. And now the girls had started screaming at the bouncers. So their attention was taken to the girls, and they're like, you didn't do anything wrong. All I did was throw a napkin, blah, blah, blah. So he made his way to the urinal, and he's peeing at the urinal. I go to the bathroom. I'm like, dude, what are you thinking, man? We've been drinking, and now we have to leave. They're threatening to call the police, and, you know, I got to jump in my car and drive all of us out of here, you fucking dick, you know?
Yeah.
So, it goes to your point. That's my hope. There's a payoff. At Side Splitters, they're very good about containing
still trying to figure out what that payoff is.
Yeah, right. To prove his point. I mean, that's exactly how they were. They took no crap, man. When somebody got belligerent, get the F out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was.
I think that's that just kind of shows you how respectful that venue is for their comics as well.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, I've had rooms where they just let that shit go. But like, if you're the comic, you also have to be able to cut it off and be like, dude, chill out. I got to keep going. Or, you just have to get past it so that you can finish out however much time you've got. And so that's like, I have a lot of respect for the guys that can just like shut it down.
Yeah.
And
have you ever hosted before?
A couple times.
Do you enjoy that, or is that just something you're doing to grind to get your name out there and to get more gigs and all that?
It was back home, and so here I've been here for about a year, and so I'm starting to like get a name for myself. And like, if you start your own room, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But as a host, you're the one that actually just kind of has to kind of like take the bullet, go like, we're starting a show, drop some jokes, and then just bring up your guys. And your job as the host is to, you know, like, get everybody engaged, but then just like keep the show going.
Yeah.
And not like right after somebody finishes a bit, be like, oh yeah, and then like do a 5-minute bit and then bring up the next guy.
That's got to be a challenge, man. You know.
Yeah, but you learn about like crowd work. You learn how to keep stuff going. You learn to shorten it up, too.
I'm looking at the chat room. Yeah. Spicoli says he'll be back in a bit. He's going to make a Walgreens run. Filbert, what does John Travolta say about that?
I don't know.
He says, give me drugs.
Give me drugs.
Give me drugs. Oh, man. So let the guest to jam as much as possible. Kevin is thinking up another short novel to tell. Making it wit.
Yeah, do you want to bring that puzzle?
Yeah, right? It's dude, we have a puzzle that's framed that my dad had in the bar in our basement in Chicago, or Schaumburg. For the longest time, it was Ursula. And it was a double back. Yeah, she's totally nude. I have that.
She was kneeling, and she was nude on both sides. And if you put it together, if you flipped it over, you got to see her backside.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude,
I've seen it on eBay.
It's in my garage.
Do you really?
It's
Is it still built?
It's perfect condition.
Because he glued it all together, I thought.
Dude, I'm telling you, he's getting it for Christmas this year.
I think he used glue.
I hope he's not listening. He does listen.
Gross.
Art listens to the show?
Sometimes, yeah.
Doesn't that ruin the cardboard, though?
I don't know, yeah. I mean, when things get sticky, you know, icky, sticky, icky.
Right. Just blow some smoke on it.
Marijuana Golf.
MarijuanaGolf.com, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. MarijuanaGolf.com. Type in the Kevin Holly Show in the promo box. Get $10 off a beautiful, comfortable polo.
Sticky icky balls.
Sticky icky golf. So the balls are sticking to your hand. I hate when that happens, man. You know, that's nothing.
I mean, it's a summer, really bad summer thing.
All right, why don't we take our first break? We'll make it a short one. This way, Spicoli can go get his drugs and...
See you in 20, fellas.
He can go get his penicillin and come back, and we'll be good to go.
Are you allergic to any psyllins as a microbiologist, Matt?
No.
No. Okay, cool.
Mine's just codeine.
Codeine?
Codeine. And Cody. Asshole.
I hate that guy.
Codeine is some powerful stuff, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps a lot of people, but not me.
Great in suppository form, too. What?
Put a little on your finger.
Yeah.
Just kind of
on your finger. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back with more of the Kevin Holly Show after this short break, right? Let's do it.
Cool.
You are listening to the Kevin Holly Show. The Kevin Holly Show. The Kevin Holly Show.
Hey, Beavis. Yeah. Yeah. What do you want? I was like listening to a show today. Yeah. Yeah. It was like called the Kevin Holly show. It was like pretty cool and stuff. They were talking about naked chicks and things. That's pretty cool. Oh, so that's pretty cool. Hey, Beavis, you should listen. What do you listen to it on? You like listen to it on the radio, dumbass. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. Get it on the radio. Radio. Shut up, dillweed. Listen to the Kevin Holly show and just shut up. Alright?
Show me how you do that trick. The one that makes me scream, she said. The one that makes me laugh, she said. And threw her arms around my neck. Show me how you do it, and I'll promise that I'll run away with you. I'll run away with you.
If you have an erection that lasts more than 4 hours, get medical help right away. Or call Homeless Chuck. Homeless Chuck will take care of that erection within minutes.
You bore me to death, so shut up for God's sake.
I did not shoot the little boy. I shot Harambe, but I did not shoot the little boy. Harambe come to Cincinnati Zoo to live his life out on display. That little boy was found not guilty for the killing of Harambe. For the killing of Harambe. But I say, shot Harambe, but I swear it was for self-defense. I shot Harambe, 'cause a little boy climbed over the fence. That's where I gotta stop. Because that's where... Wait. Because...
Driving down the street, Ubering people that he meets, fully loaded Nissan Leaf. That shit crazy. Please, don't you fuck my goat. Don't fuck my goat, 'cause I don't want my goat to be fucking anyhow. Please, don't you fuck my goat, no. 'Cause I don't want my goat to be fucking now.
Down, and I'm still waiting for that to come around. A vision of death.
It's the Kevin Holly Show on the IRN Internet Radio Network. Here's a little show I hate. It sounds like the host likes to masturbate, so don't Hoppy. Be Holly. In Hoppy Hour there is some trouble, and when you listen you make it double. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Hoppy, be Holly now. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Don't Hoppy, be Holly. Be Holly. Don't Hoppy, be Holly now. Ain't got no brains inside his head. Somebody came and took his meds. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. The Tower Studio rent is late. Hoppy still sits and masturbates. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Look at me, I'm Holly. Be Holly. Here, I give you my phone number. Call me. Call the number. Call Holly. I'll make you Holly. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Don't Hoppy, be Holly. Take shit, podcast ain't got no style. Hoppy Hour don't make me smile, so don't Hoppy. Be Holly. 'Cause Hoppy Hour will make you frown. His size 18 shoes belong on a clown. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Don't Hoppy, be Holly now. Don't Hoppy, bro. Be Holly, bro. Don't Hoppy, be Holly now. So here's a song that I wrote. Hoppy air so thin it makes him choke. Like good Holly's hobbits. Don't Hoppy. Be Holly. Be Holly. Holly Hour. Holly Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for
Comedy that didn't make the show.
And they found a double beaver dildo there.
Life sucks, then you die, and your soul gets sucked into the sky. Birds sing, I wonder why. You eat a bowl with cereal inside. You're late for your class. You're walking the halls without a pass. Big deal. Big deal. Time flies, time crawls. You're a prisoner trapped between its claws. Life sucks sometimes. You gotta learn to live between the lines. Your feet are on the ground, but the world keeps spinning you around. Big deal. Big deal.
this radio person is the whole problem. Are we going to allow this guy to be heard by anyone who can turn a dial?
I've got a pirate radio station. Nobody knows who he is.
You out there? You listening?
All right, welcome back to the Kevin Holly Show, everybody. Wow, we almost had a little dead air right there, but we got back just in time. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to the second hour of the wonderful Kevin Holly Show. We've got a lot of things going on here. Let's check this chat room out here. Filbert, welcome back, buddy. How you doing? Hey. All right.
Don't mind me, I'm just going to have some of these tasty chips.
You got some tasty chips over there? Sounds delicious. So, Matt Williams, our special guest tonight, he is in the bathroom right now. This is baby making music, says Spicoli in the chat room. I love it.
Wow, wow.
Oh, yeah. So, wow, we're going to have a lot of fun here. Oh, welcome back, Matt. Matt Williams in the house, everybody. Let's give him the clap. Matt's already got the clap.
Kevin's good at giving the clap.
What are you talking about, man? All right. So how's Pops doing? All right. Hold on. Let me turn this off.
Spicoli asked us if he had time to fill out his taxes before the break. With Trump's new tax code, it should only take one Kevin Holly break to fill out your taxes.
I just had like 4 beers, so I'm pretty good.
You're good, huh?
Why stop now?
Yeah, exactly. I'm only going to get funnier, right?
You're only going to get hornier. What? Oh, man. All right. Does everything sound good? I think the mics are back on.
You guys
and
hear
hot.
this?
Yeah, that sounds great. Or you're rustling like a little rat. So, yeah, we had our break, and everything's good. So here we are. And it's time for Cock Chat, everybody. I'm just kidding. I'm joking. It's not. It's always Cock Chat on the Kevin Holly Show. So once again, if you're listening to us on Spreaker.com, we do have a chat room available. Also, the hotline for tonight, if you want to call in, 727-237-6010. Also, hit us up on Twitter at Kevin Holly Show 4, the number 4. And
I would just like to give a shout out to Rob Haas Register.
Oh, what's up, Haas?
What's up, Rob?
We love Haas. Trucker Rob, man, in the house. You know what? Let's do a little Trucker Rob bit real quick, shall we? Here we go. Hold on. Wait for it.
Trucker Rob. Trucker Rob. Trucker Rob. Trucker Rob. Trucker Rob. Trucker Rob. Drive your truck. Trucker Rob. Driving trucks is all he wants to do. Drive your truck. Trucker Rob. Driving trucks because he loves you.
Trucker Rob on the Kevin Holly Show. When he's not driving trucks, he's knucking butts.
I would just like to make an apology officially on the
Why?
Kevin Holly Show. I would like to make an apology to Spicoli. Or was it Nitwit? I don't know. Doesn't really matter who it was. Somebody earlier said that there was an echo, and during the break I did indeed hear that echo.
It's not that bad, though. I'll live with it. The board is shot, dude. That's what it... Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Matt. Hold on. There you go.
How about now?
Welcome back to the show, Matt.
Oh, good.
How the hell are you? Matt
Hey,
Williams, everybody.
Hey, fellas.
Stand-up comic Matt Williams. Also a microbiologist by trade. Kinda.
Yeah.
I mean.
Okay, so the story behind that was that I did all that microbio and everything like that. I went to med school in the Caribbean, and it didn't work out. So I've got a huge amount of debt, and nowhere to put it. Besides a huge hole.
That's why I didn't go to college.
Good. That's a good idea.
So do you microbiology a lot around here?
No, I work at USF doing. I work at the Mental Health Institute doing.
What kind of drugs can you get there?
Yeah, are you like a subject matter, like a study?
I might as well be. No, I do data entry for them. So it's through like Medicare, Medicaid, and it's for like adolescent care. So I pretty much help little kids get drugs.
Or Kevin Holly Show listeners.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Stand Down Day was short.
Yeah.
So, you know.
He doesn't stand on anything. He needs to.
Filbert, didn't you call Matt Williams sit-down comic Matt Williams?
No.
Yes, you did.
I did not.
Don't lie,
You did.
you big fat liar.
He is sitting down.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, we have to be funny first.
Well, he wants to see eye to eye to be here.
Aye, Captain. So, Matt, do you get mad when people say stuff like, I thought you comics were supposed to be funny, you know, stuff like that?
I was like, when?
Like, yeah, like not on stage, but like through social media or something like that.
Oh yeah, no, it happens all the time because that's what everybody does is they take their pot shots at you because everybody's funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew that, but
I'm
everybody's
hilarious.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Everybody's
I'm
the
so
funniest
funny.
guy in their group or funniest girl or whatever. And they're like, oh, don't use that in a bit. I'm like, I'm not because it wasn't fucking funny.
I hear that all the time. I hear it all the time.
Yeah, and so it's kind of like, you know, we're a little bit more discriminative with what we're going to talk about on the stage besides like how the cups fell out of the holster when you tried to refill it or something, you know.
Hey,
Oh, that was so silly.
there's nothing silly. Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah, no, so I'm like, no, you're funny. Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I got into an argument with a comic on Facebook, and it was.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was stupid. I wish I never engaged. It was a political post. He asked a question.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what you get.
Politics
Yeah.
are never funny.
Yeah,
I
'cause
tried,
it's
dude.
not yeah.
It was bad. I felt like, dude, I totally won. And they were like, you know
Right.
what, you win, fine. You know?
Yeah.
And I was like, now I feel like a dick. You know, I'm like, I'm
Right.
sorry, guys. You know what I mean? It was horrible. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, or if you bomb, one of the things that actually kind of hurts worse is when someone goes up. They don't tell you you're funny, but they're just like, I could never get up there.
Yeah.
but they don't tell you to like, hey, I thought it was funny or something. They're like, well, I could never do that.
Yeah,
So
you're the reason
good
why
on
I
you.
could never get up there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
You're just like, yeah, I appreciate it.
Glick in the chat room says Matt hasn't seen a college he didn't try and attend. Kind of like Haas has never seen a dick he hasn't tried to suck. Wow.
That's a
Glick.
good. Yeah, that's a good one.
Um,
I mean, it's pretty. A little long for a roast, but yeah, it's a good one, you know?
Yeah,
good
well,
subject matter.
That's what Glick does, man.
Yeah.
He'll go 4, 5, 7, 8, 12 hours on Periscope, you know, doing some... It's funny because he's not a stand-up comic. He's not a podcast host.
No, really?
Yeah, but he'll sit in front of this camera for 5 hours and interact, and he gets, like, thousands of people viewing it. It's amazing, dude, you know? I'm like, what? How do you do this, man?
He shows his cock every 3 or 4 minutes.
No, he's got a box of dildos, though, in
Right,
the background. He
I
does.
think those. I mean, it looked like meth heads near the dumpster during our break.
Oh, yeah.
They look like they're having a good cock chat, or like, you know, like they're just like figuring out a good cock chat.
Yeah, well, you know, that's what, I'm just glad they haven't figured out where we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The last thing I need is a bunch of vagrant meth heads doing cock chat on my show, dude, you know? But it
Right.
can happen. That's why I told you the rules. I'm like, rule number 1, kick the rock out of the door when you come in. Rule number 2, don't engage with the meth heads.
Yes,
please.
yeah, exactly. But like at the same time, should it be a rock?
Don't give them, don't give them any aluminum.
Yeah.
Aluminum.
Anything they can...
Hold on, he gets it. For the should it be a rock. That's a joke. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's a good one. Welcome back to the show, man.
Hey guys, I've been dead for hours. Yeah, I do that on stage. Like whenever I know a joke is ridiculous, I'll usually giggle at the end of it, and you're like, "The joke was stupid."
Can I be like your hype guy, or can I just bring a snare and a cymbal?
I think I really need. Well, like none of my jokes are that good that warrant.
Yeah, but a good rim shot goes a long way.
It does.
Like if you tell a joke and nobody laughs, and I'm just like,
so
hey.
there's a show in Pensacola. It's called the Rated R Comedy Show at this place called the Back Porch Bar and Grill, and so they do it from like 11 until like it closes, and the host, his brother, does rim shots like the entire night for you.
There's-
So like once you start getting into a bit or a joke or a story or something like that, it'll be like.
Yeah, there's an art to the rim shot.
Yeah, no,
That's cool.
Dude,
That's
he's
really cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like he'll be listening to whoever's up there, and like if you get into a part of a bit where you have to list stuff, he'll be like, "Boom."
Yeah,
And then this.
exactly.
And then this. Boom.
When it dies, it's just bass drum. It's just kick drum. And
Yeah.
when it's good, more rim.
Right. Yeah. It's really, really funny.
See?
Especially unwarranted rim shots, like if you, it's like just they'll keep
better than
doing
this.
it over and over. Like Cosmic Frog, is that what's?
I have no idea, dude. I just hit buttons. I close my eyes and I just start hitting them, man. It's
Right.
like, come on, damn it! How did I? What the hell?
Jeez. Get it together, Holly.
No,
Yeah. Pretty much. That's that last 10 seconds.
Hey, if you hang out long enough tonight, Filbert will teach you the art of the rim job.
That's tough to do.
I knew that was coming up.
Yeah,
in the chat.
yeah.
Me too.
Way to go there, Glick.
Guys like us, we know that's coming. Amateurs, you know, like
Yeah.
Glick.
You should always know when it's coming.
Yeah.
If you're a pro.
Yeah, I mean, surprise cum shot or rim shots are good. What? Did I get one? Thank you. Oh
Well,
man.
but your punchline was like, "are good." Like, yeah, whatever. Sorry,
even
I'm just
know.
being nitpicky on writing.
I don't even know if that was
It wasn't.
Yeah, I don't even know what it was, man. I don't know what's going on around me. I'm like Towley from South Park. I have no idea what's going
I have no
on.
idea what's going on.
Whoa, dude! Why'd you just spill chips all over my PC, bruh?
Oh, damn, I didn't know there were any left.
You lick that shit up. Suck it up. Suck it up, Buttercup. Come on, suck them all up. Suck them. Don't you
They're
dare.
spilling out the back.
Oh man, we're
It's
gonna
kind of hot.
You need to blow those off right now.
Fuck.
Blow those chips off. Matt, do you know that on the end of my penis there's a chip? There really is, man. I don't know if you're a fan of the show or
I
not.
don't know if you can see the back. No, you definitely can't see the backside of this. There's a whole other line of chips you can get. I'll get you a straw.
No, I'm leaving those for the roaches.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I just talked about how we sprayed for bugs from after Irma, and I just threw Lay's potato chips all around. Oh, that's amazing.
Hey, Aaron says Maduri. Maduri. He says Maduri.
Dan
He
Maduri
says
hates
Maduri.
chips.
Yeah, he says Maduri. He
Yeah,
says Maduri.
yeah, that's what you do. You know?
Maduri.
You ever listen to Dan Maduri on AM 820? Your conversation station.
Yes.
Rim shot.
Oh, hey, it's a morning show, everybody.
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Talk chat.
Thank you.
Dirk.
And the Dan Maduri, he's really good at what he does. I love
He
the
is
guy.
actually really good.
I love his show. I listen
But
to
he
it
repeats
religiously.
himself.
But he does repeat himself, like all the
He
time.
repeats himself?
He repeats
He repeats
himself.
himself.
I hear he
That's what he
repeats
does.
himself.
Yeah,
He repeats himself.
that's what he does.
Oh, do you guys do that rule of 3? Like, if you hear something twice, do you have to do it the third time?
Yeah.
That happens to me.
Where's my rim shot? Thank you.
You're welcome.
What?
Well, there was 2 rim shots. I had to give him a third.
Why's it gotta be a rock?
That's a callback.
Explain this rule of 3.
Hold on a second. Here, let's bring our mics in a little bit here.
Okay.
You're live on the Kevin Holly Show. Is this Officer Bob Safety?
Yeah, that's him.
Officer Smiley.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a treat for the Kevin Holly Show tonight. We have a real live Florida law enforcement officer calling in the show.
Leo
What's
alert!
up, man?
Leo alert!
What's going on, guys?
How the hell are you, man?
Are you FHP or are you...
No, we're not going to say.
That is not
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
too specific. Okay.
We're not going to say where he's from.
Do you drive a car?
I drive a vehicle.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
nice.
got 4 wheels.
Right?
I got so many questions for you.
Do you have a license?
So,
Yeah.
I can tell you, do you have a mustache?
Oh, that's a good one.
Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Right now I don't.
Okay.
right.
What makes you want to grow the mustache?
Here, pull your mic in a little closer.
Oh, sorry.
This is the mic on the phone here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You're good.
So, what are the rules for your mustache? Like,
Oh, Movember. If it's Movember, you have to have a stash.
okay.
But other than that, work-wise, you just got to keep it like right at, like, you know, the ridge where the upper lip meets the lower lip.
Yeah, cop
Keep
lip.
it right there, and there
Your
you go.
mouth?
Cop lip.
We're all looking at each other's lips right now, dude. It's weird.
Compare the lips, guys.
Right. But, like, what if my lips are exceptionally succulent?
No
Well,
mustache
as long as
required.
it's not lower than your lips, then you're good.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
You're just luckier than the rest of us.
So, Officer Bob, now I want to tell everybody that indeed you are a bona fide Florida police officer.
Yeah.
It could be Pasco, Pinellas, Hillsborough, Manatee, Polk. I don't want anybody to know. You could be a city police officer. You could be a county-
And he's the real deal. He's not riding a desk or any of that bullshit.
No, he's on. I've seen his police car before. That's why I know he's real. You know what I mean? But thank you for calling into the show. And I just figured we'd go around the room. If anybody in the chat room has any questions, I thought it would be cool because, my grandfather ran for sheriff of Pasco County when I was a teenager. And I have a huge amount of respect for law enforcement officers, and I want to throw that out there right away. I thought it would be kind of cool to have an actual police officer call the show and let people know that are out there. Like, we have a lot of degenerates that listen to our show.
Yes,
like,
we do.
Right. And I want them to know that it's okay to like police officers. It's not cool to the media has made it so cool to hate police officers, and I think it's bullshit.
Right.
So I kind of wanted to bring
Don't
one
be
on.
afraid to go up and hug a cop.
Well, I don't know if you should hug one. I mean, Bob, would you say it's okay to hug you when you're on duty, or?
I mean, don't surprise me with it.
Right. So don't give you a hug and reach for your gun at the same time.
If I say
No, that would not end well. That would not end well. But no, like at work, I got people all the time, coming up, and especially lately with what you're saying with the media. Especially lately, I got a lot of people all the time coming up and just expressing their appreciation or saying just saying thank you or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, it's completely fine. And honestly, it makes my day because our day, we don't usually, we don't meet the good people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we only show up to problems.
Right,
so,
yeah.
I apologize for all the ones that I've caused you and your buddies.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like going to a gynecologist. You don't go because everything's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, hey, doc, I got ED. This is not a good day.
Wait, you go to a gynecologist for ED? What kind of cop are you?
Could I be so honored
It's, it's a roll of the dice.
Right.
Well, Filbert, go ahead with
Could I be
Officer
so
Bob.
honored as to start with the questions?
Yeah.
I have two. The first one, just to break the ice, how many times have you pulled a female over and she's offered to show you her tatas to get out of a ticket?
Once.
Only once?
Only once.
Okay, well,
I've got 7 years.
Only
once. They have related, but only once has it been like direct. Hey, I'll show you these.
They've never asked. They've never offered anything else.
Yeah. There's been stuff. They're sneaky about it though. They'll like imply stuff, and it's like no, we're not. No, stop it.
We're not doing that.
I'll be right back with the ticket. Thank you.
Do you wear a body cam?
No, we don't.
Do you have a dash cam?
Yeah, we got that.
So if they were to offer you that would be filmed?
Oh yeah, it's all. When we walk up to your car, I mean, mostly every agency, especially now, there's at least a mic that's on, and then a dash cam on the vehicle. So the conversation's being recorded.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll hear that.
But my real question now, if you are, if you like me, like myself, if you are a licensed concealed weapons carrier and you happen to have your weapon in your car, what's the right procedure? Because I'm always freaked out. I don't want to move a certain way.
Well, here, the best and easiest way I tell everybody. When the initial contact is being made, if you don't already have your wallet out, keep your hands at your steering wheel. If you want to let them know that you have a concealed weapons permit, there is a weapon, and this is where it is. I'll be honest. Most of the times, if you got a concealed weapons permit, you tell me about it, and it's just there's no such thing as a regular traffic stop, but if it's just a traffic stop, I'm not going to disarm you. I tell people, you keep yours in your pants, I'll keep mine in my pants.
So are there any trigger words that someone should avoid saying, even though they might be thinking that they're doing the right thing and they're all nervous and innocent? Is there anything they should avoid saying in that situation?
Yeah. It's not more saying, it's more doing. At that point, it's don't reach for it. I've had people where they're telling me they have a gun as they're reaching for their pocket or their their belt or their waistline. Don't do that. That is not smart.
All right, in the chat room, real quick here. We got a couple of people asking questions here. I want to scroll back up a little bit here. What the hell's we got questions. Somebody asks, I think it was Spicoli. Oh, no, it was Nitwit in the chat room. Says, do you have more than one drop knife on any occasion?
No, that's something, man. That doesn't happen. I mean, I've got more than one knife on me, yeah, but I'm not dropping nothing.
A boot revolver, just in case you got to put one somewhere on someone at some time.
I'm all about revolvers. I'm not throwing one away. Come on now.
I would like to address Aaron, who asks me if I did not pay attention in my concealed class. I did, but your teacher is not necessarily law enforcement or has ever been law enforcement, so I'd like to hear what the actual Leos have to say about it.
I've sat through. I went and got my concealed too because it's just better. You know, it covers us more. And whoever was teaching my class, and I'm not going to say who it was or where it was, but oh my dear, I feel bad for some of the citizens that have to sit through these classes. And on a side note, there's a lot of agencies, especially here in the Tampa Bay area, that offer concealed weapons classes, and they'll teach you like actual stuff. Like the class I went to, I don't recommend it to anybody, and I'm not here to down anyone, but like the guy was handling a gun in front of the whole class, and he never even once showed the class that it was not loaded or anything like that, and there was a mag in it.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, like safety 101. What are you doing?
Yeah, wasn't there that undercover cop that shot himself in front of like a bunch of kids?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he shot himself in the leg.
It was a DEA agent. You know,
Yeah.
nobody's perfect. You can Monday Night quarterback anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I still watch that.
There was another one.
Funny, they're like, well, here's this weapon, and everybody's like, no.
There was another one where the guy was demonstrating in a class, and he was showing it to a woman, and he actually shot and killed the old woman that was in the class.
Yeah. I remember with guns, man, just be safe. Like you gotta be cautious. It'll happen. You know, stuff happens. We respond to it all the time. Accidental shootings and stuff. I mean, it happens.
Officer Bob, have you ever been in a high-speed pursuit? And if you have, I'm sure you have, but how often would you say that happens?
Oh yeah, that's happened. I can't even tell you how many I've been in.
Wow.
I've totaled. I do know I've totaled 3 cruisers.
I love this guy, dude.
My man.
That's awesome.
How many times was it Vin Diesel?
How many times was it Vin Diesel?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was trying to be Vin Diesel, but the cruiser didn't hold up, man.
Right.
What were you doing? A pit maneuver?
Yeah. Well, it was an attempted pit. I think I rammed it.
Right.
I pulled a ramrod instead. But yeah.
Sidecar ramrod. Sidecar ramrod.
Yeah, it happens. It happens a lot, honestly. In Tampa Bay, it's such a populated community, and there's so many people. There's always somebody trying to get away with something.
Right.
So
I got a question for you in the chat room. Glick says, is it true the reason that cops touch the trunk at traffic stops is to leave a fingerprint in case something happens?
Yeah, that's smart. He knows his stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
Don't give him too much credit. We can't stand that from the guy.
Glick Googles. He Googles a lot of shit.
It's to identify. And then the other thing is we've had it where you touch the trunk to make sure it's closed.
Okay.
Because you don't want it to pop up and somebody pop up behind you. So it's a little bit of officer safety, a little bit of identifying that vehicle.
Yeah, that sounds weird to have to do, but that actually makes perfect sense.
Plus, you're also checking to see if there's anybody trapped in there that needs to be let out.
You have to make sure if there's any junk in the trunk.
Yeah. Junk in the trunk is not safe. Because you never know what's going to pop out. You don't know. It's hidden.
Another guy in the chat room, Spicoli, asks, well, first he says, quote of the night, he totaled 3 cruisers. The other thing he asks is, do you ever go home and play cops and robbers with your wife after work?
That's a good one.
Oh God! Look, I got on-duty cops and I've got off-duty cops.
Which pair is fuzzy?
The off-duty.
I think that was Smitty in the chat. But it's scrolling so fast. There's so many people in the chat room asking questions here. It's hard to keep up.
Smitty asked if he ever flashed his badge for good seats at a concert.
That's good.
No, I don't do. Man, that's how you get in trouble. I try to stay out of that.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I get enough. Yeah.
I got another question for you. Are you, in this day and age, when I was growing up, it used to be a thing that if you owned like a restaurant or something like that, you wanted a police officer to stop in and have lunch, and you didn't feel obligated to give them a free lunch. You did it because they were there and you knew that they were protecting and stuff like that. But nowadays, you got all these reports of people spitting in your food and stuff like that. Are you afraid to go into a drive-thru in your uniform and identify as an officer?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I no.
Shit, it's that bad.
I try not to eat at work. I really do. I try to bring in my own lunch. I bring a cooler with me. It's yeah, man. Here's people hate us. People hate us, and I get it.
Not everybody hates you guys. We fully support.
No, not
you guys.
everybody. Most people are good. I will say that. We deal with the bad ones. So there's a lot of cops that they focus on that and they get twisted. It happens. But yeah, you don't want to. I don't want to eat somebody else's spit. I'm not about that. And I've had friends that they found razors in their food.
Wow.
I'm not about any of that. Yeah.
Wow, that's ridiculous.
I can't believe how things have changed in 30 years.
But that's expensive. I mean, that's a razor, isn't it? Like, like they had to unlock the cabinet door, and it's
yeah.
Another question about the chat room. Do you
How they cut their Coke without it.
Speaking of Coke, when you pack your lunch, Officer Bob Safety, do you pack a liter of cola?
You have to have a liter of cola. I mean, you can't drink coffee all night.
What about a large Farva?
A large Farva. That's the burger with the spit in it.
Hey, man, are you excited about Super Troopers 2 coming out? I saw the preview on Facebook.
No, I really am. No joke. I've been following that. I really am. I wanted to come out. I love that show.
You wanted to come out? Whoa, wait a minute.
No, I want the movie to come out.
Oh, okay. I heard you wrong. Sorry. No, it's cool. I didn't know if we were going full, YMCA.
I've already come out. What are you talking about?
Listen, you guys are listening to Officer Bob Safety in the west coast of Florida, a real-life police officer, calling into the show to answer our stupid questions. Officer Safety, let me ask you this. Do you enjoy watching like programs on TV when you're not on duty, like Cops or Live PD?
They got to be funny. Because if they try to be too to the T, like if they try to, I'll watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's one of mine that I'll watch because they make fun of everything.
Cool.
And they don't try to stay to the true law enforcement thing. Because when they try to do that, all I realize is the mistakes. And it just sucks.
Right. It's like a doctor watching,
Yeah.
Like what?
Right. Like all those surgery. Exactly. Yeah. So,
they don't give them
my
that
favorite
medicine.
Yeah. No, it's not that. That was diagnosed wrong. There's no way.
That was a 220, not a 490.
How many times when you're watching those shows do you say to yourself, "Oh man, that officer's totally doing it the wrong way. He should have done this," or
when I'm watching the real ones? Yeah, no, it happens a lot.
That's literally what he was just talking about, Filbert.
I was reading A. Ron's comment. I'm sorry.
And
eating chips.
Yeah. What about?
Hey, can I ask you a question? How many times have you watched a live show and wondered to yourself, "Is that guy doing the right thing?" Or
no. Okay, so my agency's been on those live ones, and it's been like friends of mine. Even I ended up on one.
So you're famous.
Sometimes you wish there was. Oh God. Sometimes you wish those cameras. It's like you start realizing, maybe I should have done something different there.
I would just totally let everybody go and everybody be like, "Oh, that cop was really cool. Cops aren't so bad. They're nice."
You know what? And on a regular day, I usually do, man. I'm not out there to, there's no such thing as quotas and stuff like that. We're not here to mess with everyone. I mean, and if you give me any bit of a reasonable doubt or just show me that you're a decent person, we're not, especially like marijuana nowadays. And I know it's so controversial because it's becoming legalized everywhere and all that stuff. We're not about it. But I'll tell you right now, if you're an asshole to any cop, you're gonna end up in jail.
Oh yeah, or if you're driving under the influence, you have no choice but to.
DUIs. No, they don't. Even us, man. I've had a lot of friends.
Or if you make it a legal lane change and you speed up and then you come back into traffic crossing over the median of an off ramp at like 65 and a 45.
Okay,
And then
all
your
right,
excuses that
Stop it.
Your
stop
excuses that you're late for work.
This is what happened to Filbert. You know,
Yeah.
he's trying to.
Then you get a 2nd degree misdemeanor.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
wow.
happens in Clearwater.
Well,
Just,
maybe
I'm not naming names or anything like that.
maybe if you
but
didn't drive like
then
an
you-
asshole,
Then
you
you
wouldn't-
show up for court and you're in a tie and dress pants, and all these people are like, "No, I'm blowing English. I'll just come back in 30 days. We'll get a translator." But you,
Okay,
you know,
Filbert, I'm gonna turn your mic
I'm
off.
sorry.
I'm gonna turn your mic off.
It's not his fault. He's not a judge.
Matt, you have something for Officer Bob?
How often is it just a bad driver where you're like, all right, this guy's obviously drunk, and then they're just like stone cold sober, and you're like, oh, they're just really bad at this.
I would say like a 75-25. Like 75 are DUIs, 25 are just bad drivers.
You're in Florida. There's a lot of
Yeah,
blue-haired ladies driving.
No, man, it's ridiculous. There's so many. It's like listen, Uber or Lyft or whatever. It's so cheap now. Just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No,
Definitely.
they don't want to give up their license because it's like their last freedom.
Dude, for
And-
like a 45-minute ride, it was like $30. It was like $30. It was amazing.
Yep.
Rather
Oh,
than
yeah.
what, 10 grand?
Officer Bob, I'll tell you right now, I'm an Uber and Lyft driver myself on the side, and I wonder, this is actually a question that's been in the back of my head, and I'd like to ask you a question, man. Have you ever pulled over an Uber driver and they're shit-faced?
No.
Good, because I don't get shit-faced when I Uber.
Yeah, no, that's actually not. No, it hasn't happened.
Do you get randomly drug tested? Asks Smitty in the chat room.
Yes, we
Yes.
do. We do.
Uh,
that happens.
Let's see here.
What
We'll go
kind
back
of
here.
shenanigans happens when you have to go to mandatory shooting range practice?
Do you have the bulletproof
Okay.
cup?
Oh God. Yeah. You listen. You definitely want to wear your vest too in the shooting range with cops.
Right.
Because it's like everybody's got to prove something to each other. I don't get it. Something with like the alphas, whatever. Everybody's manly. I get it. But yeah, no. There's there's a lot of shenanigans that happen. It's good. I mean, it's professional. It's usually better than any random range you'll go to.
Cool.
But
So you guys normally, whatever you confiscate, you have to check into like whatever you want to call the, the, I don't know, whatever the area is where you put drugs and shit like that. But does anybody ever like plant stuff on each other at the office as a joke?
No,
Look what I found in Officer Charlie's drawer. Oh, methamphetamines.
Oh God, no.
No?
No. I mean, maybe a dildo. No, drugs. No, you don't mess with that. You'll use every night you go to, if you got evidence or anything like that, you gotta turn it in that night.
What about
Yeah, you don't
donuts,
mess
man? I've got a ton of questions in the chat room about donuts.
Why do we have to sink to
I
that
have
level?
to. I have to. So everybody's asking about donuts, man.
Actually, okay, before you ask that question, like...
There you
this
go.
one, okay.
Yeah.
What's the ratio to powdered sugar versus cocaine?
No, it's 100% cocaine. So it's cocaine.
Coke donuts.
Right, yeah, every time. Got it.
Yeah.
Now,
It's the only way to live.
if there is like a smoking hot female officer, is it like hell for her? Or is it like everybody's on her like wolves in a pack? Or
Yeah, like Holly Weinstein.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say this: it's. I got to give credit to all the girls that are cops. Number one, because I can't even imagine the crap that they go through, both with the guys that they work with and the people out there. But yeah, I'd have to say it's 100% harder for her.
I get it.
Serious question.
Does that get a rim shot? Yes. Yeah.
Serious question, Officer Bob. Have you ever been involved in a shooting, like on the job?
Wow.
Well, let's not get too deep. I don't want to give the guy PTSD or anything, man. Come on.
No, I'm just curious.
Now I'm getting flashbacks. It's stuff has happened. It's been hard. This is one of the. I don't recommend this job for no one. I'll tell you that.
Because I understand that it would be like a lot of stuff that has to happen afterwards, like investigation, paperwork, all that crap. And some people, I don't know, I think they quit as a result of that. In fact,
there's a lot of guys that can't handle it. Yeah. It's not even can't handle it. It's you just don't get over it. You start realizing that the day-to-day showing up to work is literally life or death. So Yeah.
Don't you kind of sign up for it though? Like when you become a cop, after you've gone through the academy and you get your first job, that you know that the time might come that you're going to have to shoot somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, and trust me, there is not one person I've met in this job that actually wants to.
Yeah.
That's good.
But yes, the time will come, and whether you think you're prepared for it or or not, it makes no difference.
Yeah, your whole life changes over $20 at a convenience store.
Yeah, right. It's always the stupidest stuff, and
well,
yeah,
thanks for the great insight there, Filbert.
Yeah, it's not something that there's nothing to prepare you for. It is what I'm really trying to say. It sucks.
I guess
you don't want to go.
I guess we should go back to donut questions, Kevin.
No, Spicoli says Officer Bob has a new fan. Great interview. You're getting good feedback right here. He also asks, Smitty asks, what can I say to get out of a ticket?
Admit it, apologize. Try to be cool. And don't put them at ease. Here's the thing. When we do traffic stops, that is some of the most dangerous stuff we do. That and calls for domestic violence, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, if you just turn your interior lights on and keep your hands on the wheel, and just be cool with them, like he's gonna say, hey, this is Officer Joe Schmo from whatever agency. This is why I pulled you over. How fast were you going? Yeah, I might have been speeding. I wouldn't admit. Like I'll tell everybody, I wouldn't admit to how fast you were going or to whatever. You don't have to. That's not a thing. But just even just this mere apology. The truth is, we're gonna run your. This is the way I do it. I run your driver's license. I'm gonna see every ticket you've ever gotten. If it's not crazy, and honestly, usually even if it is crazy, if you're cool with me, you're not getting a ticket because I don't want to have to go to court on my time off. On my day off. No, I'm not about that.
And don't you want to build a rapport? Isn't that important as well? Like, hey, we're not so bad. We're cops. I'll let you off. I don't want to ruin your life,
That's my thing. Just listen, drive safer. Next time you see a cop, don't cut him off. And continue on.
Have you ever lost your composure or like yelled at somebody right off the bat, the first thing that came out of your mouth? And if so, like, how should somebody respond to that? 'Cause that's happened to me a few times.
It's because you drive like an asshole.
All right.
I do.
So I'll admit, when I was new, when I was new into this, now mind you, I've done it for at least half a decade now. When I was new to this, I didn't quite know how to act, and I feel like I might have been a dick before I needed to be, But you know what? Like, if you do run into it, which you probably will. Listen, even cops, they're people too. Hit it with kindness. Hit it with something. Just don't answer back to it. It's not a time to prove anything, especially with somebody that literally holds your fate for at least a night. It's not a time to prove anything. I am far from that now. I'd say my first year, in between the being scared of the job and still figuring out what I'm supposed to do and learning, I can think of a couple times where I was an asshole before I needed to be. I'll admit that.
You know what? I like that you said that you were scared your first year because I used to drive a marine forklift and I put boats away at a marina. And it was big and loud and heavy. And no, I'm serious. And the person that trained me, before I ever sat in that chair on that big-ass forklift, putting 40-foot boats away 6 stories up, she asked me, are you scared? And I said, no, I can do this. And she said, either you're lying or you're stupid. You know what I mean? Because it's a big, scary job,
No, yeah, I know, I was, for sure. I mean, now I've kind of just given up on the whole fear thing, whatever it is, it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully I don't get hurt, and I feel like I know enough to stay out of it, But no, absolutely. It's like you figure this out, and you're going to find cool cops and you're going to find asshole cops. I'm a cop, and I find cool cops and asshole cops.
What was the funniest call that you ever had to respond to, or situation that you ever found yourself in?
Oh God. Okay, so this happened recently. This is a good one. So this old man, like literally 80s, right? Called 911. He's in his 80s, retired veteran. All the good stuff. Wife is in her 70s. He called 911 because she wouldn't cook him a fresh meal.
That's understandable.
That's abuse.
We were,
Yeah, that's possible abuse.
Listen,
Elderly abuse.
oh man, dude, we get there, and he's like, "Listen, I'm gonna ask you because I'm too old now. But you're gonna need to use your belt." I was like, "Sir, are you kidding me right now?" He's like, I can't do it anymore. My body's not what it used to be, but you need to teach this girl a lesson. I'm like, you must be out your mind. So we're talking to her, and she's like, I'm just waiting for him to die. It's gonna happen.
Was it a nice trailer at least?
No, man, it was a nice house. It was a nice house.
Did you guys,
Did you
Did you guys do the right thing? Did you do the right thing and cook him a steak before you left?
Give him some donuts.
Yeah. I opened the fridge and I said, listen, there's plenty of friggin' meals there. There's a microwave. You got it. And,
wow.
Yeah, we got another call the next day.
Dude, I'm getting some flack, I should say, in the chat room here. Glick says, I can't believe that you compared driving a forklift to being a cop.
That's why I was laughing.
Yeah.
No, I get it. It's the
being
it's
scared.
the ability to, it's the fear factor. No, and absolutely, I would never do that.
Yeah, Smitty says,
no.
forklift lives matter.
So seriously,
absolutely,
Officer Bob,
fork lives matter. Is that
seriously, on the up and up, on the level, you on the take?
Yeah. on the take, no, that stuff doesn't. I mean, it doesn't. It's not there. It doesn't exist. I've never seen it. You know.
Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Officer Bob, safety man. I appreciate you calling into the show. We should probably let you go, right? I mean, it's 10 o'clock.
I just had one more.
Yeah. Okay. A couple more questions. One more round with him. Yeah.
Okay. Who's harder to deal with, drunk men or drunk women?
Oh, drunk women, absolutely. Yep, drunk women. Drunk men, they're usually look at you and be like, oh shit, I went too far, my bad.
Yeah.
Drunk women, they're like trying to fight you. That's
they
not
never
cool.
stop.
Yeah, because I used to work at a psych hospital, and I'd have either in Tallahassee, so.
God bless
so I had all kinds of people. Like the FHP would walk and be like, this guy's acting weird, and just kind of push him in, then shut the door. And the women were always the worst ones. Like the men would chill out, but it was always the women that gave us the most flack.
I don't know what it is. I don't know, and I'm not sexist in no way. But yes, the women are 100%.
I'm not trying to bait you. I'm like, this is a legit question because this is what it was like when I worked and had to deal with craziness. So I was wondering if it was the same thing for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's always that one. But if you had to compare, I would say definitely your chances are the women's gonna try to kill you. I mean, it gets bad.
Now, Aaron in the chat says, great, now a psych guy comparing to being a cop. Get your forklift license.
So women they're either going to show you the boobs or try to kill you, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Hey,
no, it's there. And again, you never know, but yeah, it's definitely there.
I'm surprised nobody in the chat room asked if you ever saved a cat in a tree or something like that.
That's what firemen do. Yeah.
No, cops do stuff.
No,
like
that's when you call FD. That's their job. So hey guys, you got a ladder and a pole. Go for it.
People appreciate the pole, man.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah, no.
Good.
Yeah. I was gonna say the worst animal calls we get in my area is rattlesnakes in their backyard.
Yeah.
Rottweiler just ate a child down the street.
Yeah, it's like I have dogs, you can't exist, and then we have to take care of them.
How badass are cop dogs, man?
Oh, yeah.
Canine
cop dogs?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm not a canine handler, but no, absolutely 100%. Yeah, full respect. Not only for the canine, but for the handlers themselves, the deputies and the cops that are doing it. Yeah.
Just watch YouTube videos of dogs taking people down. It's incredible.
Yeah. Hey. Another question is, would you be okay with a gay partner? I don't know what he means.
You know what? Okay. So on that, I had a gay partner, and I didn't know for like a year and a half, and he and I were really close friends. And then one day, as we're having coffee as a squad, like in the morning, like half an hour into it, he's like, "By the way, I think you should know."
Totally make out.
And he comes out. And the thing was,
some good
the
coffee.
week before that, I had told him, I was like, listen, man, I really want to get home on time. If you take this call, I'll owe you a blowjob.
Oh, man.
And he said yes.
So did you blow him or what?
No, I did not. But as soon as he tells us, he comes out and tells us, he's like, no, I'm like, I thought he was messing with us, and then he says, no, I'm serious. Like, this is it. And then he looks at me, dead straight, and he's like, by the way, I'll take that blowjob. And I remember what he was talking about, and I was like,
what do you do at that point? I mean, you got to blow him.
I told him, I was like, do I actually have to? I was like, I didn't know this information.
The verbal contract?
Yeah.
You did not. Okay, I was misguided here.
Dude,
But yeah, no, I've worked with a couple guys that you know they are gay, guys and girls. A lot of the girls that work with us are gay. I'm cool with it. I don't have any problems.
we're fine.
Each his own.
Bro, I'm looking in the chat room. Smitty says, want to go camping? Spicoli says, want to go camping? And then he says, oh, you beat me to it. And then Nitwick says, Brokeback Battalion.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah, he doesn't like camping. He does. That guy doesn't like camping.
Oh my
He's
God,
more of
that's
a city boy.
All right, so for our listeners that want to become cops, what's your advice in a nutshell? What's the process?
My advice in a nutshell: don't do it.
Don't do it.
No, don't say that.
Advice,
No, come on, we need cops,
my
man.
advice, if I mean, honestly, you know, nowadays you need school. You need at least like a 2-year. Really, I'd recommend go get your bachelor's. If you don't have school, you're not going to end up at a good agency, and you won't make good money.
Gotcha.
And if you're doing this job, you need to make good money because it's not worth it.
Well, so you could find like an agency that's hiring by searching online in your local area, whether it might be county or city.
The best advice I could give is find an agency that offers sponsorships.
I was just going to ask that question. If you've got a friend that's in law enforcement, does that get you in a certain way?
Yeah, somebody that pays for you to go to school. They'll hire you. Basically, how it goes down is they'll hire you before you go to the academy. Now, mind you, the academy costs a couple of grand. You can spend like $7,000-8,000. I've heard of people spending almost $10,000. And the thing is, it's a full-time thing. You're going to school full-time. You cannot work while you're doing it. It's just not going to happen. So not only are you spending like $7-8 grand to go to this, but you can't work. It's over 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
So I would find I know around here, Hillsborough County, they sponsor. St. Pete PD, they sponsor.
I heard the mayor. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I heard not the mayor. I heard the police chief on Hillsborough on 102.5 The Bone during an interview talking about that they're totally hiring right now. They have a shortage of officers and correctional officers.
Everywhere, man. Everybody's hiring. I haven't heard of an agency that's not hiring right now. Everyone is hiring. Everybody's going crazy to try to fill all the spots. We're in a weird spot where, I mean, you know, when the market crashed, I mean, you know, law enforcement and government, they felt it too. And they were all on a hiring freeze for so long that all they had was old-timers. And now all these old-timers are retiring. They're leaving. You know, they're getting out. It's especially with the crazy stuff that's been going on lately, a lot of the guys are just getting out to get out of it because they're like, well, I've survived so far. I don't want to push my luck anymore. So it's every agency I know of is in desperate need for good people.
Now, do you have to get tased to become a cop? Have you ever been tased?
You don't have to. I've been tased a lot more than I want to. I'm that dumbass. I volunteered for it. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I got shot with the probes and everything. They didn't even pay for my money. It was the full. I got the full ride. It sucks so bad. I do not recommend anyone getting tased.
Bro, another question in the chat room is a serious question. Can you become a cop with having a wet reckless?
With a what?
A wet reckless? I guess that's a DUI, reckless driving.
Oh, that's going to be tough, man.
That's our listeners for you. That's our fan base right there.
And you know what? It happens. I've got friends that are in the same boat. It happens. You know, people, it's a decision. Sometimes you screw up. That's it. People are people. But
hold on. Stop right there. Do I hear police sirens in the background?
I
Yeah,
heard something.
actually you do.
What's happening in your house or your
Yeah,
place, wherever you're at?
I thought I heard a train earlier too.
Listen,
There it is.
No, that was a truck.
Does that mean
I'm
wrap
at a
it
bar.
up? Does that mean wrap it up?
He's at a bar.
Yeah.
Working
Listen,
on that
I
wet and
Ubered.
reckless, huh?
He Ubered, man.
Is there any truth to the myth of if I have a Fraternal Order of Police Brotherhood sticker in my window that I might get treated a little more leniently?
It shows us that you support us. But no, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, if you're drunk, you're drunk.
We're gonna get our
So-
stickers right after the show.
Yeah,
I already ordered them. Yeah, they say it's the Kevin Holly Show on the bottom.
We need a BLM sticker too.
There you go. Make your own. Make your own. Dude, they won't analyze it. They won't even notice. Do it.
All right, man. Officer Bob Safety out of the west coast of Florida, a real life police officer.
I just gotta say that if I get pulled over in the future, I hope it's by him.
Yeah, me too.
I just
Yeah,
appreciate.
I'll probably let you go.
I just appreciate that your Officer Bob Safety record of 3 cruisers.
At a bar.
Yeah, man.
Right.
You know, people. You got. I've come to the point where you got to realize people are people. We're here for safety. If it's other than that, I mean, it's a bad market. I don't want to get a ticket. Why would I give it to anybody else?
There you
Right,
go.
yeah.
Nice
No,
way to think of it.
we appreciate you calling in. That was awesome.
Yeah, Matt Williams, a stand-up comic, who's been on the other line here talking to you, and Philbert, our technical producer, and on behalf of all of us and all of our listeners, Jesus Christ, what's going on?
What's going on down there?
Code Blue.
Code Blue.
I'm kind of curious right now, but I don't know. As long as it's not for me, I'm good.
Hey, dude, thank you so much for calling in. And I'd love to have you as a regular caller anytime you want. You know how to get a hold of me, and I really appreciate it, dude.
Go get him! Go get him!
Yeah, guys. Yeah, no, we'll keep in touch, man. Thanks for the invite.
Awesome, man. Be safe, and thank you for your service.
Have a great night.
Thanks,
Good night.
guys. Take care.
Officer Bob Friendly, everybody. Safety, I mean, whatever. Bob. Officer Bob Safety Friendly guy.
Yeah. Fork Lives Matter.
Forklift Lives Matter. That was really cool, man. A lot of good feedback in the chat room. Oh, man, I wish I would have got to that question. Aaron says, does he recommend never to blow?
That's actually a really good one.
Smitty says, does he like Andy Griffith or Barney Fife? Aaron answered his own question about having a wet reckless. He says, I got a reckless driving after swimming. That's pretty... come on, let's give it to him. Hey, Aaron. That was pretty fun, man. I think we should take a quick break, come back strong, finish the third hour. We're already into the third hour.
Good
We went way
30-minute
long.
break.
No, way quicker than that. But we're already 10 minutes into the third hour, so we'll take a quick break. Come back with the pyramid game. You guys ready to play the pyramid game?
I wrote my stuff down. So.
All right.
Awesome. So anybody in the chat room, we're not going to take a long break. Chill out in the chat room. Play the pyramid game with us. Anybody that wants to call in after the break, 727-237-6010. We'll be right back with the pyramid game and more of the shenanigans on the Kevin Holly Show. Right. Hold on a second. I got so many windows open here. Oh, there it is, everybody. We'll be right back.
Chris Glick on the Kevin Holly Show. When he's in the room, he's chatting off.
Remember when I offered you guys that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People?
Yes.
Should have read it. It tells you in there that one of the most important things to do in a relationship with another human being, is to remember their name and always use their name. Now, if a guy takes a fictitious name like Glazed Rooster, it's real important to him. You should never make fun of it.
I'm sure the words glazed rooster. It's so
It's dear to his heart, man.
Yeah, I'm sure, right?
Well,
oh my God,
what is his real name? Engelbert Humperdinck or something like that?
Glazed.
That would cheeseburger right now.
Listen, I'm sure that Glazed Rooster is very close to his mom and dad's heart right now. You know, oh, leave him alone. Just because he can't play kickball, little Glazed Rooster. Get the fuck out of here. Sorry, I just think that's hysterical, man. Like that's on his dog tags, you know. Like you got Maverick, Iceman, and fucking Glazed Rooster.
I'm glad you found that really funny.
Well, Pops is like...
We got to laugh out of Kevin. What the hell?
Pops is like, lay off his name. It's dear to his heart. I'm like, his fucking name is Glazed Rooster. The fuck is that?
Well, anybody that would say it has to mean something to somebody that would use it.
Oh, now I feel bad. He's like, you should have seen a picture of me when I was a kid. My hair was always spiked like a rooster. I feel horrible.
Yeah, he feels real horrible. He's freaking laughing his ass off right now.
Yeah, he feels so bad, dude. The whole fucking last 30 seconds of our show, of our segment, is gonna be him just fucking laughing, dude.
Hopefully you're gonna edit out all that stupid laugh.
Fuck, we are up in a hard break. We gotta go right now. We'll be back with the third hour.
See you guys. See you
It'll just
next
be me.
Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday,
Thank you,
fuckers.
Pops. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Camden. We'll be back with the third hour. It'll just be me, probably, you fuckers.
Playing music's fine with me. Just put an old roll on. Just continuously loop it. We'll be back next week to enjoy all this.
And then he comes back with, my hair was always spiked like a rooster.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I have no clue. Fuck this podcast coming straight from the underground. A young nigga got a bags on my brown. And I'm the other color, so my color's...
Day-o, daylight come and we bomb your homes. Day-o, day-o, the first Afghani Royal Air Show. Hey, Mr. Taliban, hand over Bin Laden. Daylight come and we bomb your home. He never has a shave and he's always in pajamas. Daylight come and we bomb your home. The Afghan women are all in a rush. Daylight come and we bomb your home. To shave their fannies 'cause they don't like Bush. Daylight come and we bomb your home. And the Cornish SAS broke down Debenham's door. Daylight come and we bomb your home.
Hey yo, this is the original Guido, Skinny Vinny, wrestling manager at ACW, and you're listening to the Kevin Hawley Show. Why? Because your mother told you not to. Turn the frickin' volume up, you monkey.
Mahmoud, can we go hijacking? What? Oh. I'm gonna fly some planes into a couple buildings in Manhattan. I'm Osama, Rantel Obama, I'm your fucking uncle. I walk into an airplane like, Roman, shut up. This will be bumpy ride. Put your seatbelt on. I got C4 bomb tucked into my undies. The pilot says, damn, should have rode my donkey. It's about to get crazy. When it's time to pray, strap grenade to a baby. Allah save me. Happy Ramadama ding dong, everyone. Let me show you what plane flying lessons gave me. Okay, now turn left. I said turn left.
For everything else, there's MasterCard.
Maybe we just got off on the wrong foot. Left our toe. Hi, we're gonna die. Here's a plastic bag for cover, bro. Hope you're in the mood for 72 virgin. I don't mean dudes that get your computer working. I'll explain it in a way that you can understand. Bakalaka samba raba ahmadaka durkistan. Hope you're planning on hearing about great insurance offers. Cause this plane's about to crash into some health insurance offers. You heard of One Direction? I'm in Al-Qaeda direction. My name is Zain Hussein. I flew a plane on 9/11. Yes, I may have let them planes go too far. I meant to get them back to Yemen for a new car. I'm the coolest guy every year at TerrorCon. All the terrorists are like,
Oh, he got the telephone.
I'm gonna drive a cab on only got 20 bombs in my pocket. I'm Osama, sorry for the drama. Where should I drop you off at? Thank you. I'm gonna drop some bags at the marathon up in Boston.
Too soon.
Shit, I blew my balls off. What you know about explosive turban on your noggin? Who you know been getting more hate than Bin Laden? This nigga will fuck your kid and kidnap your parents. One man's terrorists, another man's Arab. I'm a bad man, bitches. I'm from Palestine, which is in Afghanistan. Blew up Pakistan with a gas can. Come and find me, everybody. I'm right here. I didn't go seek champion 12 years. I'm selling you Slurpees at 7-Eleven up in Dearborn, chilling with Saddam and his motherfuckers. I lead the Syrian rebellion, motherfucker. I'm in New York on a welfare, motherfucker. They be like, you must pay for 9/11. I'm like, bro, can I pay you in trident layers? I give you free chili gift card and a bootleg Iron Man 3 and an Angry Birds t-shirt. I call that a gift from me to your nation. I call that full 9/11 compensation. Now we're squared up. The Kardashians have always worked for me. I just want to get that cleared up. Anyone you see with a turban is working for me. Will we ever see Middle East peace? Nigga, please. There'll always be one or two jihads at least. Watch me spit the flow, bro. Here we go. I got backhand like Macklemore. What? A bitch walk up and I smack a whore. I'm gonna pop some caps. So me got dynamite in my jacket. I'm Osama. Get ready for the summer. Sheets about to blow up. I wear the baddest robes. I chill with badass bros. Like David Allen Coe, Al-Assad and Camel Joe. I wear the baddest bombs. I kill America. Come on. I win the marathon. Taylor Swift has camel toe. I'm gonna fly some planes into a couple buildings in Manhattan. I'm Osama. Run tell Obama. Let me fly Air Force One. Oops. Thank you. First, I need to thank Jesus. Without him, there could be no 9/11. I'd like to thank my flying instructor, Barack Obama. Sorry, hummus in my throat. Jihad Express for the last-minute job. The Saudi family, Paula Abdul, Selena Gomez, and the rest of Hamas. Thank you to my wife. There was too many of them to name. And thank you, R. Kelly, who made me believe I could fly. Thank you. Oh, and the fans. Thank you to the fans.
American by birth and Southern by the grace of God means that everything I do it right. New York and California, you can go and have your fun, but down here I got a list of what I like. Eating tater tots and pussy, sucking Mountain Dew and tits. Kick my grandma in his nutsack, then I suck my boss's dick. Fuck my cousin in her asshole before I finished on her tits. Then I shoot my neighbor's cat. I love that redneck shit. You can make your jokes at us and giggle all you want, but my friends and me, man, we don't get a lick. If you can read this, then the bitch fell off. That's a sticker on a bike, sure, but it's also a tattoo inked on my dick. Taking pictures of my mama while she's trying to take a shit. Then I'm throwing rocks at cripples and I laugh when they get hit. Pull my picker out at Walmart, then I pop my sister's zits. Checking off my neighbor's dog, I love that redneck shit. People think we're crazy, man, they think we're all insane. Take a visit and I swear you'll never leave. You can stay at Grandma's house, she'll cook you up some country ham, and after dinner you can nibble on her beef. Meet a piggy at the swap meet, then I fucked her for a bit. Shove a dildo up my asshole just to see if it can fit. Buy a bunch of nudie magazines, the ones that show the clip. Then I tell my brother's butt I love their redneck shit. Redneck shit.
Hi, this is Sharon Buckles. I am the dominatrix Selena Krause from the upcoming Scorpion Girl, and I am happy to be on the Kevin Hawley Show.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Kevin Hawley Show. Third hour, we are going to do the pyramid game. I'm sorry. Are you back, Matt? Oh, because I didn't plug you in. There he is, Matt Williams, everybody.
All right, there we
Welcome
go.
back to the show.
So we got it? All right, flat space, got it.
Flat space, got it. Oh, hell yeah, Matt Williams, thank you for coming to the show, man. Comedian Matt Williams, where can people find you on social media?
Oh, you can. I actually had to write this down because I kind of hate social media. It's like a necessary evil for me to just. They're like, you gotta saturate your market, man. Okay, Twitter, it's Matty Bills, MattyBills, but the S is actually a dollar sign.
Dollar sign, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotta love that.
Yeah,
Matty
And
Bills.
Just know that I don't offer anything good. Whether it's my Facebook or Twitter, it's usually a dick joke or something. Yeah, it's never anything helpful.
Don't worry about that noise. That's just in the microphone, just in the headphones. It's not,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Then Instagram, it's Matty P Bills, but without a dollar sign.
It's so confusing. I'm confused.
Yeah, because I made these like 3 or 4, no, I think 3 years ago. And at the time, I didn't know if I was actually going to have to use any of it. And now that I actually started like taking this seriously, I was like, oh man, I look like an idiot.
No, you don't. You look like a handsome, fine young gentleman.
In a Pac-Man shirt.
In a Pac-Man shirt. Speaking of Pac-Man, thank you so much, Officer Bob Friendly.
Yeah, no kidding.
Waka waka. Yeah,
we
he's cool as hell, man.
Yeah, we packed a lot of good stuff in that.
That was awesome, man. A lot of good feedback in the chat room. People loved him.
Yeah.
A lot of people said
it sounds like he's matured enough in his job to be like, you know what, for the most part, you know, well, you got to take care of business, and like he was saying, he gets the bad part of society that
Exactly.
like most people don't want to deal with.
Yeah,
and again, it's like he gets shot at and shit for like what,
Cop
maybe
chat.
30 grand tops.
Who knows, man, what he gets? Yeah.
Yeah, because like public servants, anytime like Bill Burr said, is like if there's anything that any business that has a face on it, you're getting screwed on your salary.
Dude, you remember recently when Doc Holliday's plane crashed in the Gulf?
Oh. Yeah.
I was there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was Ubering, and long story short, I've told it before on the show, so I don't want to say it.
I think, yeah. Go ahead.
But I drove up and I saw a bunch of police activity going to Gulf Harbors, and I used to live in there, right? So a family that lives in there. It's like 2 lights from here, you know? So I followed the cops in there, and I was there. I helped a police officer move some signs off of an empty lot so they could stage up and do their presser.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say to the policemen, you know, thank you for your service. There's a lot of people out here that support you. We're not all bad people. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I didn't have the moment.
But you had a joint in your pocket?
No, I don't smoke weed, but if you do, go to marijuanagolf.com. Marijuanagolf.com.
Discount polos. Kevin Hawley Show.
Hit the green. Type in the Kevin Hawley Show in the promo box. Get $10 off a beautiful, comfortable polo. Sure.
Hit the green. What an awesome slogan for
Love it,
weed.
dude. Yeah. Tee it up. So I think it's time we do a little thing like to do on the show, and it's called the Pyramid Game, everybody! Woohoo!
Oh, man.
Here we go. It is time for the Pyramid Game live on the Kevin Hawley Show. If you're in the chat room, feel free to join us. Anybody that gives any type of answer will get a swag pack at some point in your life. And, wow, man, I'm so excited about the Pyramid Game on the Kevin Hawley Show tonight that I don't even know where to begin. Probably with, what the fuck?
What was that?
That's Rob Haas.
Jesus, that was ugly.
Oh, my God.
Look at that mug.
I can't see it, but I assume it was nasty.
It's gone. It's okay, everybody. It's gone. I think it was Facebooking Live. That was on my tablet. And
Ew.
He looks like that guy from Office Space. Where's my stapler?
I love Rob Haas. Rob Haas, everybody. Woo! All right, let's do this game, baby. Who wants to go first, Filbert?
I'll ask questions first.
Who are you gonna quiz?
I will quiz you.
Okay, Filbert's gonna quiz me. Pyramid Game, 30 seconds on the board. First question.
Okay, wait. You're gonna have to explain it to me just in case anybody else doesn't
Just
know.
listen to us do it and you'll get it.
Oh, this is the game where you ask 5 questions, one question at a time. We have 5 words written down that are you're gonna give clues. I'm gonna try and guess the words. Without saying the word, you give me the clue, I try to guess the word. Just like the classic pyramid game.
And all the words have to do with one theme.
Okay, all right. Well, let me restart the clock here, Filbert, because it's you quizzing me. I want my full 30 seconds.
You
quiz.
need it.
I'm going to need it. All right, 30 seconds on the board, quiz.
Always tell the truth. Never
lie.
Yes.
Woo! Damn, dude, 1 for 1. Hold on. All right, question number 2.
The fastest way to remove any evidence of cheating on your wife is to
kill her.
Blank your emails.
Delete.
Yes.
Woo! Wait. Okay, 30 seconds. Question number 3.
If somebody can ruin...
It's your question, damn it. Come on.
If somebody can ruin your character, you need to blank their character.
Besmirch.
Close, but no.
Disparage.
No.
Ruin.
No.
Shit on.
No.
Stroke.
Can I say what letter it starts with?
No. Give me a better clue. You suck at this.
If you were hired to kill somebody, you would be an...
A hitman. Hit their character. Kill it. Murder it.
Assassinate their characters.
Assassinate their character.
Bad question.
That was horribly done, Filbert. Okay, question number 4.
Yeah. When in the company of Mississippi Baptists, talk like a blank Baptist.
Black. Southern. Southern Baptist.
When in the presence of Mississippi Baptists, talk like a blank Baptist.
Cajun. Mississippi Baptist.
Yes!
Woo!
Oh. Wait, I thought you couldn't have, like,
yeah, you
the
said
word
the word
in the...
Matt
the
knows how
word
to
in
play
the
the game.
Yeah, but nobody knew that.
Matt's never played the game, and he knows it.
Okay,
You
you
suck,
figured it out.
Filbert.
I'm
Question
sorry.
number 5. Okay, I think I should get that one. Southern says Nitwick. Smitty says the president. AA Ron says hit, destroy, detest, shower. Okay, lie.
Shower.
Filbert, let's go. Question number 5. Come on.
If somebody questions something you did, have them blanked.
Killed.
Yes!
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow, all right, yeah. So I got what, 4 out of 5 because you got a Infinity on the Mississippi one.
Can you guess what they all have to do?
Give me all the answers again, real quick.
Don't lie, kill.
Lie, kill.
Delete emails.
Delete.
Speak like a Baptist when you're in the presence of Baptists.
Okay.
These are all things that someone has done.
Hillary Clinton.
Yes!
Things
You
Hillary Clinton
figured
does.
it out!
Thanks, I guess.
I couldn't read my own handwriting. I'm sorry about that fourth question.
Yeah, I wondered what the hell. Like, character? You can't spell character? Yeah, oh, man, you're terrible at this.
Actually, I didn't even have the word character on there. That's why I
Okay,
was stuck.
all right. So Filbert was using complete sentences. I thought I have to do words that are associated with it, or does that even matter?
Whatever words you wrote down, just give me clues and I just guess
Right,
the words.
okay.
It could be more than one word. It's all cool. No, we're laid back here on the Kevin Holly Show, you know?
Okay.
That's all we do. Are you, how about I quiz you,
Yeah.
and then you can, learn a little bit more about how the game is played?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
All right.
Sounds cool.
Matty Williams, stand-up comedian, playing the pyramid game on the Kevin Holly Show.
Time is on the board.
Here we go. 30 seconds on the board. Matt, are you ready?
Ready.
Question number 1. Hold on a second. I need prompts for this. Hold on. Let me turn that off real quick. I actually have a little bit of information that I needed to pull up for this, so I could do this for you.
You can tell a story?
No. Okay, question number 1. This is it's a petri dish that contains a solid growth medium.
Auger.
Auger. What? An auger what? It's
What?
I guess we'll give it to him.
What?
I'm going for auger plate.
Yeah, it's
Auger plate.
What?
Okay.
Dude, that doesn't work. I wouldn't use that.
Nobody would ever say auger and auger plate is
Same thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, of course. I knew this. I'm very
Right.
well educated.
Yeah.
I have an associate in applied science.
Yeah.
Okay. So, next question.
gram positive.
This is okay. This is a term. Where are they? A term used by microbiologists to describe the appearance of this type of colony when all the individual colonies are on a petri dish or agar plate and they merge to form a field or a mat of bacteria. It is a.
Say that again.
It's a term used by microbiologists to describe the appearance of bacterial colonies when all the individual colonies are on a petri dish and they merge to form a field or a mat of bacteria. It is a bacterial what?
Oh man.
Allow
It'll be
me
like
to.
aggregate or something.
No, I'm going to give you a little extra time on this because I stumbled in the first part of it. If I tell you to get off my, because I just watered it, you get off my. Get off
Land?
my. Close.
Lawn?
Yes! So it's a bacterial.
Bacterial lawn?
Bacterial lawn! You nailed
Okay.
it. I'll give it to him.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a bacterial lawn.
Right.
I mean, Dan Banduri knows all about bacterial lawns.
Right.
You don't even have to go to school for that.
I bet you've heard of a bacterial lawn before this.
Yeah. Kevin's got one
Actually, I've
in his
never heard of
pants.
that one.
Okay. All right, question
I was
number
like, that is all the vocab I have for that specific thing. All right, go ahead.
Question number 3, Maddie Williams. Here we go. I just started calling you Maddie. All right. This is the biggest organ on your body. It's 2 words. The biggest organ of your body. This term is refers to the microorganisms which reside on this organ of your body.
Gut?
No, the largest organ of your body. If you want to make a suit from somebody.
Skin.
Okay, and so there's bacteria, of which there are around 1,000 species.
Normal flora?
Fucking
Yeah!
Woo! Wait, there it is.
Dude, this is,
Skin flora.
why did you give me the really hard one?
Because you're a
scientist.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're giving me all the words but the ones I need.
All right. 30 seconds before question number 4. In microbiology, this refers to a collective bacteria and other microorganisms in an ecosystem. The term is common. It's technically a misnomer since this pertains to the kingdom Plantae. Some textbooks now use the term microbiota. It is.
Oh.
It's also a street and holiday.
No, you got me.
Okay, if you arrange flowers, you are a
Florist?
So take
Flora?
off. Yes!
There
At
we
the
go.
buzzer!
man.
Woo! At the buzzer, Flora!
All right.
All right, last question.
That money
Flora.
paying off.
Man, you're so good at this, bro. Okay. This one is a, it's the breakdown of red blood cells.
Oh.
The ability of bacterial colonies to induce this when grown on blood agar.
Hemolysis?
Wow.
Oh, we are in the presence of a genius.
Man.
Oh my
I feel
God.
stupid now.
5 out of 5 was a rookie.
Jesus.
No, you.
I should've went
But
to
you kind of
school.
gave me one of them.
Not really.
Yeah, well,
You earned it.
well, yeah.
You know it.
Aaron probably knew all of them.
All right. The subject matter, would you like to guess what all these things have to do with? Number one.
Microbiology?
Close. You got the agar plate, bacterial lawn, skin flora, and hemolysis. Things. Guess again. It has to do with microbiology, but it's and a comic. I'll give you those 2 clues.
Oh, and a comic?
Yep.
Oh. Jeez.
Things you'd find on
Are you Matt
Luke
Williams?
McDermott's face.
Yeah, it was like human biology or human microbiology.
It's things only microbiologists
Would-
think are funny.
Yeah.
Things
That's,
only
yeah, that's a good one,
microbiologists
yeah.
think are funny.
He
Thank
didn't
you.
know because he's not a microbiologist.
Yeah. Nor do I think they're funny.
I sure as hell did. I think you did a great job, my friend.
We're not done yet. He's got to ask his questions.
Yeah, he's got his questions, but he did great. He got 5 out of 5, dude.
Yeah.
He did.
Oh, I love the pyramid game.
You should make the pyramid game should be like spin the bottle. You shouldn't be able to pick who you want to ask.
We're all
So-
dudes in here, man.
You owe me 5 kisses, in other words.
Blowjob.
Yeah.
Stand Down Deo in the chat room. Welcome, Stand Deo.
Oh, how did his
How did his colonoscopy go?
No, he had a
He said it was
show
good.
tonight.
he had
It
a
was
comic
fun.
show tonight. Yeah, he booked comics tonight.
Yeah, by the way, I prefer this over the open mic live.
Oh, woo! Oh, I love this guy, man. Hell yeah. What about the Glick Show? Fuck the Glick Show.
No, I wanted to be on the
What
Glick show, and I thought I got tricked.
Oh, my God. He
I'd
says,
say you got upgraded.
Smitty says, Big Bang Theory. Aaron says, sorry, I was working. What did I miss?
Sorry, I was working. What did I miss?
Stan No, it sounds like they're.
Hey, Ron, it's that busy at Walgreens tonight?
No, Glick says the game gets dumber and dumber every week. I beg to differ.
Me too.
That was all about microbiology, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Louises. Stan says my headphones are the only good part of my internet experience. All right. Well, I guess that's true because he's got cameras all up in his studio, you know?
Yeah, that's
You got a
true,
guy
yeah.
with a
And
mug
masks and stuff.
Yeah, you got a mug like Matt Williams, and it's like, whoa, it's too audio only.
I'm
man.
great for podcasts.
Yeah, you are. I'll tell you what, you nailed it on the game tonight, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll just go. I'll just ask both of you.
Ooh,
this is
tag
a
team.
first.
Yes.
Oh,
Kevin
I
Holly
like
show
this.
first.
All right,
Yeah.
let's get right into it. It's a tag team episode of the Pyramid Game, live at the Kevin Holly Show. Are you guys ready? Let's do it. 30 seconds on the board.
All right. We have Maggie, Lisa, Marge,
Simpsons.
and
Homer.
Homer
Bart.
Simpson.
Yep.
Homer Simpson. Booyah.
Boom.
Homer Simpson?
I'm marking myself down for that.
Oh,
one.
damn
I got
it.
that. All
Okay.
right, question number 2. 30 seconds on the board. Oh, hold on. There we go.
Not Disney. Roller coasters.
Universal Studios.
Boom.
Woo!
What?
God damn, I'm good.
Man, I was thinking Six Flags.
Six Flags.
Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme.
Donut shops.
Cops in Florida.
Pastries.
Perk you up.
Coffee.
Caffeine. Sugar.
Coffee.
Coffee. Coffee or coffee? Coffee.
Bodega.
Yes.
3 for 3. I got them all. Where the fuck are you
Damn,
from?
I suck.
Firemen, nurses, doctors.
First responders.
Keep going.
Uniforms.
Second responders.
Keep going.
Cops.
Boom.
Bro. It's like a new record. Oh my god. Okay, all right. Stop that noise. Stop it. Stop it.
Jitterbug.
There we go.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare do it.
This one's mine.
All right, question number 5.
Okay. Cakes, pies, candies, pastries.
Ah.
You already did this one. You were
cream filling.
Sugar. Cannolis.
Frosting.
Greek items. Fat.
No.
Cholesterol.
Toppings.
Desserts.
Condiments.
Cupcakes.
Food.
Festive.
Parties.
Holiday cookies. Treats.
Kind of.
Sweets.
Okay, multicolored rainbows.
Skittles.
No.
Good
Starts
answer.
with that.
Candies.
Sprinkles.
Toppings.
What was it?
Sprinkles.
What? I said that. I said sprinkles.
No, you
No,
said
you didn't.
Skittles.
Yes. What's the difference?
Well, that was pretty good.
What do they all have to do, though? Let's think
Okay.
about this.
Wait,
Hold
wait,
on.
wait, we gotta-
Homer
yeah.
Simpson.
Give us the answers
You had Homer Simpson, Universal Studios, coffee, cops, sprinkles,
Donuts.
donuts.
Yeah,
Woo!
of course.
Woo! Oh my god.
And I wrote all of those while we were talking to the cop.
Oh, man.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Way to tie it all in.
Yeah.
Oh my god. What happened to the, I can't see the chat room, but hey, man. Well done, bro. Well done. We'll get you the funky part of the Pyramid song right here. It's all about the funk. Everybody, let's go. Let's all go around the room a little funk here real quick. Ready? You go first, Matt.
Uh.
Come on, Filbert. I'm not doing it. You guys, I don't know why you did that. I'm totally not doing that.
Shut up.
Oh, there it is. Boom, that was cool. I had fun with that. All right.
Yeah.
Wow, it's kind of cool.
And once you can actually guess without a master's.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, should we do some news? There's a lot of cool things in the news. Well, there's only one way to do the news on the show, and that's with the Kevin Holly Show news intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for strange news on the Kevin Holly Show. Kevin Holly Show. Kevin Holly Show. Kevin Holly.
Dude, whatever happened to Harry and the cock talk?
We'll do some cock chat, I promise.
Oh, cock talk.
No, it's cock chat.
chat. I know this. I was like, oh no.
No, it's all about the cock chat. Okay, hold on, I gotta kill that. Okay, are we back with our joke drum? Is it working? Is it? Wait, I turned it down. There it is.
There it is.
Oh man. Okay, hold on. Everybody be quiet.
You have the right to remain silent.
Thank you. Okay. First up in the news tonight, a Hawaii man. Okay, and I want your take on this, guys. A Hawaii woman, I should say. Her avocado might make the Guinness World Records.
Okay.
It's a hell of a peach, huh, Phil?
It's a hell of a peach.
Hell of a peach.
Well, in Kailua, Kona, Hawaii, a Hawaii woman is waiting to hear back from the Guinness World Records to find out if the 5-pound avocado she snagged is the world's largest.
Well, like,
was he walking down in Newport Richie collecting aluminum?
Well, her name is Pamela Wang.
You didn't even get my avocado rocker.
I did. That was a little not avocado rocker. That was
Medicine Man and avocado rocker.
Oh, jinx! We jinxed.
Put them together there.
Well, I wouldn't want to put them together. Last time they were together, they fought with sex toys at the Punch Out. Yeah, that was pretty weird, man. But
sounds hot.
Sounds hot. Does it sound as hot as Pamela Wang of the Big Island with her big ass avocado? I don't know what's going on there, but she was on a walk and she said, "I see avocados every day and I pick avocados up every day, but this one it was hard to miss." Wang said, "It was as big as my." Can you guess without looking? You looked.
I already looked.
You looked as well.
Yeah.
In the chat room, anybody want to guess how it was as big as her what? I can't even see the
tumor.
Left breast.
That was as big as her head. So we got head, Big Island, Wang, and avocado all in the same fucking paragraph right there. Sprinkles. You ever put sprinkles on a girl's avocado? Dude, tell you, a little 9-volt battery action going on. What? What did I say?
Yeah, that's good.
That's the
How does
first
this
time I
make
made
the
it go.
news? How does this story make the news?
How do you spell?
PNNFFF.
I don't know how it made the news, but it sucks. So let's go to the next story.
No,
go ahead. What's your take?
Okay. Have you heard about millennials and avocado toast?
Avocado toast, yes. That's what I had when I had mimosas with A-Rod.
Yeah, no, they're like, millennials aren't buying land or houses but they're splurging on avocado toast. Like, they tried to say that's why millennials weren't buying all that shit.
They're wasting all their money on toast.
Yeah, they're like, on accoutrement. And
yeah, like, how much can you get for a good big ass avocado like that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, like,
today a lot.
It depends. If they're in season, that's like $5.
Yeah.
I'm
like $1 a pound?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because
I'd like to pound her avocado.
Give you a good pound.
I'll tell you what, every time I make a comic laugh, I feel so good. It makes the hair on my arse stand up.
You have to remember that it's also meat.
Sure. You admitted you laugh at everything.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
yeah, I guess that's not saying much about my comedy.
Right.
Great.
Because like at the very least, I'll like smirk and like show my front teeth. I'm like,
Yeah. Well, I wish Stan Dale could show his.
Oh, damn.
Booyah! I'm just kidding, Stan. I love you, man.
Wait, who's that?
I don't know. Is he on the Glick show? I don't even know, man.
Character actor.
You put that all together, character actor.
Yeah, no, that was the best I got for the avocado.
All right, moving on. In Gloucester, right? That's how you say it. Gloucester, Massachusetts.
Gloucester.
I think it's Gloucester. I don't know. I might be wrong.
Gloucester.
I may be wrong on this one.
I get it.
Thank you. See what I did there? Yeah, I didn't laugh though, but he got it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I get it. I'm not laughing, but I get
sucks. You're not funny, Kevin. Hey, for advice for your podcast, be funny.
Right.
Oh, man.
I'll let the fellas know.
Read
this not like mine.
Read it like you're from Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. I do this all the time. Hold on. Fact. All right, Gloucester, Massachusetts. A Massachusetts man has been fucking accused of catching a fucking tuna out of fucking season and then dumping its headless 400-pound carcass in the woods. Now, we actually talked about this story 3 weeks ago. This is an update. Now they actually have somebody that they've accused of it. Well, 3 weeks ago, we brought the story up that there was a mysterious tuna head found in the woods, and I was thinking to myself, like, you know, what do they fillet it? If you're going to fillet and release, why don't you just throw the tuna head off the dock or off the boat? Why drag it to the woods? Did they have to drag this big-ass tuna all the way into the woods to fillet it? I didn't understand it.
Now you know why.
Yeah. So the Gloucester Daily Times reports the 40-year-old Harold Wentworth guilty. On Monday pleaded not guilty to state charges, including improper disposal of waste and expelling trash or litter from a motor vehicle, from his car.
Now, I have a question. If it's a biodegradable piece of like meat, how is that trash or litter? Something's gonna eat it, right? Aren't you like doing
some sort of flora is gonna take care of it?
Aren't you giving some kind
Welcome
of
back,
Yeah.
Williams?
What's up, fellas.
You're so smart. Your comedy is so intelligent. It's such intelligent comedy.
That's why nobody laughs.
I'm laughing. I can't stop laughing. Maybe that's because I'm so smart.
You're wicked smart.
I love this.
And then they say he's.
So in other words, there was a wicked tuna in the fucking
Oh,
woods.
wicked tuna, and there's a wicked tuna head in the woods.
They're like, hey man, it's just Cheryl out there. It's just Cheryl out in the woods.
But
Dude, so
they said that
stupid.
he illegally harvested. Harvested.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you kill an animal or a fish
guess.
or a mammal.
I mean, officer, I threw my hook in the water and then it just jumped down the line. I didn't know.
I didn't know.
He sounds kind of like sounds like what's his name?
John Travolta?
Yeah, exactly. Hey,
I didn't know.
Hey, Mr. Cod, I didn't know it was a tuna.
I threw my hook in the water. I got a tuna.
God, this is so bad.
It is, isn't it?
What is so bad? So
This is always good to like, wah.
was it a whale or was it a tuna? If it was a whale,
You know what this is?
was it a baby fucking whale?
Jay says it's a fucking big sea turtle. Look,
Jay's-
sunfish, right?
Jay is
baby
fucking wrong.
whale, man. Holy shit, we are witnessing a baby fucking whale right here, dude. Holy shit.
Right here, dude.
That thing is big, Jay. What is that thing? It looks hurt. That thing looks hurt, Jay.
Jay.
Jay, that thing is hurt.
Jay, what the fuck are you
Holy
doing, Jay?
shit, look at this fucking thing. Oh my god, what the fuck is that, bro? Jay, what the fuck is that?
Sounds like balls meets
Oh,
dude
man, pull back up,
from
Jay.
Boston.
Come on. Come on, bro. Pull back up, bro. We're seeing some shit we ain't never seen before, kid. Oh my god, that thing looks dead, man.
Oh my god.
You're gonna call me.
It is dead. It's a fucking baby fucking wheel.
What are
Come back for moose soup.
What are the odds that they either came back or were about to go to a Boston game?
Where did the original story go? Fuck, I lost it. Avocado, news and weather.
Closed it.
Oh,
That's
man accused
it.
of illegally catching a tuna. So, now going back to you're dumping something biodegradable and the floor is going to eventually take over. Well, I mean, what about the smell? That's why you're not allowed to dump stuff like that.
Hey, if
even
there's
though it's
nobody there
biological.
to smell it, it don't smell.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see what it says. Federal fisheries regulators say they've also served him with an enforcement action for allegedly illegally dumping, harvesting a tuna out of season. So if you find fresh tuna meat out of season, you could be charged for harvesting it out of fucking season. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Well, authorities say they have video of Wentworth landing the bluefin tuna in Rockport on October 20th.
It's a Rockport.
Yeah, fucking Rockport on October
Rockport.
20th, 15 days after the close of the initial fowl season. It was hauled out of the woods in Gloucester by a fucking tow truck.
But they're saying the recreational season, right?
I don't know.
All I know is if a
was
tow
like-
truck had to haul the head out of the woods, that dude deserves an award.
Yeah.
It was a 400-pound headless carcass.
That's
So he
insane,
kept
dude.
the head and left the carcass. That's what I'm like. My mind is blown.
That's why you should get arrested for just being a weirdo.
Yeah. What do you need a tuna head for? He's like, I want a lot of head, man. You know?
Roly-poly fish heads, fish heads, eat them up.
Yum. I chimed
took
in.
a fish head out to the movie. All right, let's not do this. Please, let's not do this.
Can you do it in a Massachusetts accent?
I took a fucking fish head out to the fucking movies, and it was like
fish heads,
fucking big ass fucking fish heads. Eat them up, fuck you. Oh my god. So what else is in the news here tonight? Hold on a second. What is this? Fucking fish fucking heads. Okay. Fuck. I'm sorry, dude. I laughed too hard. Oh my god. All right.
That's called
Dude, that's from
comedic timing.
copyright
Manny.
2006.
That's called.
That video is 11 years old.
That's actually like 30,
I know.
11 years. 30.
Oh yeah, no. I'm just saying that video.
Oh, well, so okay. Well, I'm not allowed to pull up a fact. I'm not allowed to pull up a fucking old video. Whatever, man.
No, I'm just.
You want to fight?
I'm impressed.
You
Yeah.
just shut the fuck up.
Fight,
will you?
fight. Hey man, I'm gonna put you on an Aga plate.
Oh,
Send
sorry.
you home to your mother.
I'm sorry.
I liked how Kevin kept calling him an agger.
No, I'm not from Boston. It's a fucking agate plate. It's a fucking petri dish with a fish head.
Oh, this is an awesome story.
All right, let's move on to New York City. Clarkston, New York, actually. According to the Associated Press, police are cautioning residents to stay away from a large hybrid coyote.
Hybrid coyote.
That's been wandering around a New York City suburb. WCBS says the animal in Rockland County is part coyote and part wolf, known as a coy wolf. Coy wolf? Coy wolf?
A wolf.
He's very coy. A coy wolf. The coy wolf is larger than most coyotes, up to 75 pounds. They have different coloring with more gray in their coats. Experts say people who encounter a coy wolf should make a lot of noise and wave their arms to make themselves bigger. Phil, you're going to have a hard time doing that, dude. I saw a coyote on Starkey Boulevard twice in the last month.
Oh.
One was huge. The other one was very small. I almost
Remember
ran
the
it
one
over.
that was out there when we were walking?
Dude.
A couple weeks ago?
When they
When we were
howling.
walking?
Yeah,
we were walking.
When we were Christopher walking.
Yeah.
What? Anybody get in the chat room? Phil, can you see the chat?
No.
I can't see it on mine. Hold
Does
on,
it really matter who's in the chat room?
Well, yeah, I love these
Yeah.
guys, man.
Chris Glick might be in there.
Uh-oh, we got a call here. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Hey, Ron, what's up, brother? Welcome to the Kevin Holly Show. You are live.
What's going on, guys? Just calling to say hello. How you doing?
Are you getting pulled over right now? I hear the sirens.
No.
Okay.
No, there's a shit ton of fire trucks blowing across the red light, though.
Where are you at?
I am on Henderson Boulevard in South Tampa.
Oh, sweet, man. You got a faux hawk tonight?
He's on the Hooker Highway.
I do not have a faux hawk. Not tonight.
I do not have a faux hawk. Not tonight.
Nope.
I love you, Aaron.
Yeah.
No, nobody came in my hair for it to stand up, so.
I get it.
You made Matt smile. So,
see?
what do you think of...
How you doing, Matt?
How you doing?
What's going on, man?
What did you think of Officer Bob's safety, bro?
Dude, I thought he was awesome.
Thank
He
you.
didn't ask me my question.
Which one? I know, there's so
That
many.
was a racist question. We couldn't ask that.
Hold on. That one. Is that the one you're talking about? I saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He asked if he was trying to ask if Officer Bob Friendly, safety rather, was more nervous with a black person with a concealed permit over a white person with a concealed permit.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm not asking
Reaching
that.
for it.
I can tell you one thing. Officer Friendly that we talked to tonight is actually brown. He's very beige. So, you know what I mean? Not only that, but, I mean, come on, Aaron.
So he's like right down the middle on this question.
Yeah, he's right down the middle. He's equally scared.
Guess where I just got to, guys?
South Tampa McDittons.
No,
Dunkin' Donuts.
There's a bar, you'll know about this bar, Kevin. It's called Cityside.
Cityside.
It's a gay bar in South Tampa.
Well, like silly
You
side.
picking someone up there?
Silly side.
No, I'm working. I gotta go in.
Yeah, I bet you are.
Are you a brand ambassador tonight there?
I am a brand ambassador tonight.
Oh, man. So, what? I mean, but you're at a gay bar as a brand ambassador and you're not wearing a faux hawk in South Tampa? What the hell, dude?
No, not tonight. I just left. I've been to 6 different bars tonight. Everyone's slow though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how slow the silver it is.
What brand are you ambassadoring for?
Can't really say on air.
What does it rhyme with?
How can you brand ambassador but not say the name?
Because it's on air and I'm supposed to be working.
Dude, that is working. Like,
Yeah, I mean, put it out there, man. Where are you at?
I mean, you're telling at least 3 people.
It's not legal according to the ATF for me to say anything if I'm not in the venue.
Oh.
What, are they here or something?
Say what?
Are they there? Is the ATF there? I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's not like there's evidence.
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
How many mimosas have you had?
I've had 0, man. I don't drink and drive.
He's on the job.
Yeah, I understand that. All right, hey, Ron, man, any final words? Because we're going to end the show, man. We're coming up to the end here.
Yeah, I do want to say that this show is better than Open Mic Live. It's better than it's better than Hobby Hour because he doesn't even talk to his chat room. Yeah, man, you're doing a great job, Kevin. Keep it up. Hey, that guy Aaron that you have on is really good.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
There is a show that rhymes with
Beats the hell out of Filbert.
Hey, shut up, Aaron.
Hey, Filbert, I got a bonus with you. You said that I work at Walgreens. I'd rather work at Walgreens than not have a job, unlike most of the people in that studio right now.
Yeah, you're right about that. I'm the only one in the studio with a job.
This is a job. PJ's the only one given jobs tonight.
Hey-o.
Hey, all right, guys.
All right,
Don't be
Aaron.
Hobby Holly. Have a good one.
Go sling your sausage.
See ya. Aaron. Hey, Aaron. One of our favorite co-hosts and friends of the show.
Go
Love
brand
that
some
kid.
butts or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of. What fucking brand
I
could
think
you
it's like-
possibly be ambassadoring
I want to
for?
say it's like a cigarette company or something like that. I could be wrong. I may be wrong.
Something that has to do with men.
Butts.
A lot of
smokeless
a lot of
butts.
people smoking. gay bars.
Smoked butts.
I really can't see the fucking chat, man.
In the chat.
Yeah, the fucking chat. Let's see here, because I want to. We'll hit the chat up right now.
Oh,
I'm scrolling on the other computer here.
Oh, before we ended it, I had some dates to throw out for.
Oh, yeah, please,
because
yeah.
I threw out the social media, but not actual.
Yeah,
like,
where are you gonna be
legit
at, man?
shows.
Where are your shows at? Fuck yeah.
Okay.
Matt Williams. the
Matty
stand-up
Bills.
comedian. Matty Bills with a $sign on Instagram.
Or
right?
not.
Yeah. So I Twitter Matty Bills with the $sign. Instagram Matty P Bills
with an S.
Just as
Without
bad.
the
Yeah,
$sign.
exactly. Alright, so next week I'll be at Burger Culture in
Burger
Tampa.
King? Burger Culture. No, that's a good spot.
Yeah, it's with actually it's put on by Open Mic Live.
The New Generation.
Yeah. New
Who?
Generation Entertainment. So
That's
it's going to be
badass.
a big comedy show. There's all the best comics from around the
I saw the link
Tampa
on
area.
Open
Yeah.
Mic Live's Facebook, and there's a handful of
They
really
had
good
one
comics.
tonight. They had one tonight that
Yeah.
they were at, and that was a really good show. So I don't know if I'm not sure if they're going to make it a weekly or like a monthly thing or
Isn't
what.
Natasha Samreni going to be in that show with you?
Yep.
Yeah, that's badass, man. She's
No,
really,
I think she made. No,
Was that
she was
tonight?
on tonight.
That's tonight, yeah.
Next week we're gonna have
She's really
Jeff
cool.
Louise, her
Oh yeah, her boyfriend.
her
right?
boo,
Her boo. Yeah. He's funny as well, man.
Oh
They're
yeah,
great,
he's
man.
Dude, everything. Like I don't know how he did it, but every single person on there, you know, with one exception, is really funny.
Everybody but Matt. Matt
Yeah,
P.
exactly. Yeah.
No, that's cool. Where else, man? What up?
And then
What's up? What
we've
up?
got December 22nd at Snappers.
Nice.
And it's the John J. Murray and Friends show.
Very cool.
So I'm going to be opening up for those guys.
Snapper's a great gig, dude.
Yeah. And
you talk about like, oh, I'm kind of new at this. I've only been here a year. You booked Snappers, bro. That's huge.
Is that the
That's
Palm
great.
Harbor Snappers?
Faggot Bam
Oh,
Harbor.
and then I've got December 19th in Lakeland.
Nice.
So yeah, well, it's finally starting to pick up because, again, it's one of the things with comedy is that like not only do you have to perform, but you also have to network, and you work your ass off to get to where you're at, and it's starting like some things are finally starting to click for me in the area.
Oh, yeah,
and
man.
again, I've been here about a year, and you're competing with guys that have not only been doing comedy longer, they've been doing comedy
Better?
in the scene longer and better.
Oh, where's my... Man, where were you?
Longer
Sorry.
and better.
I was looking at the chat. Stan says
Longer,
next
better,
week is
harder.
next week is Steve Miller and John Jacobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the show was tonight. The Glick show is the greatest from Glick. Smitty's laughing out loud. Let's give a quick shout out to everybody in the chat room tonight, man. These guys were
Yeah.
hilarious tonight.
Yeah, no kidding.
Nitwit TV, Smitty, Spicoli, Glick, Haas,
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron. Yeah, we're Jinx. Oh, we're Jinxies. We're Jinxies.
I'm gonna punch you in the mouth.
You fucking grill. Special
I'm gonna put
thanks.
some tuna in you, yeah.
Yeah. I should let everybody know. I know I promoted that Lorene Landon was going to be on the show. She canceled last minute, but she is a friend of mine. Very, very cool actress. Check out lorenelandon.biz to see the next movies that she's been working on that she'll be in. Check out the movie Sky on Netflix with Norman Reedus. She was part of that movie. Very, very cool movie. Also, special thanks to Filbert for sitting in tonight.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
IRN listeners, stay tuned
Freaking tools.
on the IRN, IRNbroadcast.com. Don't turn that dial because coming up next is my man, John LeBang. The John LeBang Show is coming up next. To all listening, I really appreciate it. I actually have a promo that John LeBang made for the show. We have about a minute. I can pull it up real quick here. Here, check this out. John LeBang is a really cool guy. He's got a great show on the IRN here. Whoops. That's not it. Here, check it out.
When something is consummated, that's
wait a
when
minute.
two
That's
people got
Pops.
fucked, and then you're coming along and I.
That was Pops talking about a walk in college. Here's John LeBang's promo.
Greetings, Earthlings. This is John LeBang of The John LeBang Show, and you're listening to The Kevin Holly Show. Did you tell him his girlfriend liked your underwear? He just wanted to know if I wore underwear. Well, please don't tell us if you do or not. That was TMI the last time.
Thanks. Catch us again next Wednesday night. Thanks, Matt Williams. We're out of here.
Kevin's getting tired. It's time to end the show. He really freaking blubbed. It's end of the Kevin Holly Show.
I'd like to thank you for listening.
Quick promo. Matt Williams, go.
How to Die Alone podcast. We've got 2 episodes out. The newest one's it. The next one's going to be up. We're on iTunes and Podbean.
How to Die Alone, the
How to
fucking
Die
podcast
Alone.
from Matt Williams. Thank you, everybody. We're out.
Subscribe, like, have a great